So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Original 16. Celebrate things done well.
What is your team's home club? How long has your team been together? And how do you think the season's been going so far?
First of all, our home club is the Glencoe Club in Calgary. This is our first year together as a team, and I think we've shown that. We've shown some really good signs. We've won 2 events this year, lost 2 finals as well. And then, we've had some struggles as well, with some Grand Slam of curling struggles, missing qualification, and we're just been inconsistent, but we feel like we've been on the right track and finding it late in the season, and feel like we're peaking at the right time.
Do you practice a lot together? Do you have a lot of time together, or is there just a lot of travel involved with this team?
Yeah, that's another thing. Logistics are tough for this team, just to practice together. So, we practice together as much as we can. The thing is that we all play so much, and then Tyler plays doubles on top of it too. So, when we have time to do it, like before this event, we had like a weekend just to practice. We were on the ice for 6 hours every day, and we feel like we got a ton out of that. Feel like we're on the same page, and I think it shows just in our throws and getting them more consistent.
Who coaches your team? Who do you work with professionally?
We picked up Mike Libis just recently to coach our team. So his first event with us was in the Grand Slam in Red Deer. But we know him pretty well. Kev knows him really, really well. And Tyler practiced with him out in Okotoks because he's pretty close to Tyler's house there. So Mike's been a great addition for us. He's a common presence on the ice. He's an ice maker in Okotoks, so he's always watching the ice. He's telling us what it's going to do and when to expect it, and so that's great to have in our team. And I just think we needed a guy come in and kind of not be scared to ruffle some feathers. It's tough to have tough conversations if it's only the 4 of you. So having somebody to facilitate those conversations for us has been great so far.
Good point. What has become the identity of Team Cooey? What do you guys do well, and how are you going to use that to win games this week?
Team Cooey is just grinders. I think the start of our season, we were like trailing in 80% of our games, and then and those were the games that we ended up winning. We start a little slow, and then we kind of grind it out. We're a full team, we're a full game team. We play all 10 ends. We haven't really blown anybody out this year, and vice versa. We haven't gotten kicked that much this year. It's just we're there for 10 ends. We like to play as much curling as possible, and we work hard for our points, and we're very aggressive. So
Good to know. Talking about individual player strengths, this is kind of some more less serious stuff, more like a meet the team kind of thing. Who would you say is the lead communicator out on the ice who's really pushing information?
That's, it's weird to say about myself, but I feel like I don't stop talking. Maybe not all of the communication I give is necessary, but I definitely talk the most. I think, all of us are pretty good out there in terms of, staying on top of the ice, but me and Kark for sure are the ones that are, chatting the most, because Kev and Tyler are just like kind of aliens. Like they just kind of get in the zone and then they don't speak to anybody, but like it works for them, so whatever. But yeah, I would say definitely me and Kark, but I definitely talk the most.
I'm glad I chose you for the interview.
Yeah.
Who can throw the biggest weight on the team?
Holy, you know what? Tyler. I would say Tyler. I wouldn't gonna keep this down, but yeah, he can throw lasers, man. Like every once in a while you'll get one where he has to throw it extra hard, and he's probably throwing 5 seconds flat, and it looks comfortable for him. Like Kev can throw bombs, but it would be a good contest to see who can throw it harder.
It'd be a close 1-2-3 on your team, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Who would you say stays the calmest and most even keel on the ice?
Tyler. Definitely stays the most even keeled. I mean, Kev is Iceman out there too, so there's stuff to say, but I think, Tyler, we were talking about this earlier, he could miss a wide open hit, which has happened maybe once this year. I had to throw that in there, but he can miss one of those or make a triple run double, and he just doesn't do anything. Like he just kind of walks down the sheet. Me and Mike, our coach, were talking about that today, and it's great to have because for me, I wear my emotions on my sleeve, so it's kind of good to have that counterbalance. But I'd say Tyler probably stays the most even keeled.
Okay. What about off the ice? Who would you say is the jokester of the team who keeps it light?
I don't stop talking, so I probably have to be the jokester of the team. I mean, Kev's got some pretty good one-liners actually. Like he's pretty funny when you get him going. But no, everyone's on our team is pretty funny. Actually, our team dynamic is great, and so I mean, again, I talk the most, but everybody's pretty good with cracking jokes. A lot of chirping on this team. Tons of chirping on this team.
Who Oh no. Who handles the pregame pump-up music?
Karek handles the pregame pump-up music. Guy is dialed on that. It's a little bit of everything though. It goes from country to pop to rock, whatever. But he's great. Like he's a great DJ. Yeah.
Who's usually driving the team vehicle to and from Spills or to and from the hotel?
Karek started driving the team vehicle, but our team's a little superstitious, and Kev had a rental in Lloydminster, and then we went on a run in Lloydminster, and so he's been driving ever since. So he drove today, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So,
who's the real foodie on the team who's really concerned about planning the restaurant or snacks?
Oh man, I think Kevin and Karek are probably the more concerned with the restaurants we pick, and they do a pretty good job. So yeah, I'd say they're both equally. Probably Kev more so though. Kev likes a good meal.
Finally, last question. What would it mean to this team to wear the blue and gold jacket at the Montana's Bride?
I mean, for the guys, it would mean everything to them because they all live here, and for me, I've always looked at Alberta as probably the toughest provincial in Canada. So for me, that would be a great feather in the cap to go into the Brier wearing the blue and gold. And I grew up watching Kevin Martin and Kevin Cooey as well wearing the blue and gold, and it's always been associated with success. So, that's to go hand in hand with that and to be put in a record book with legends like that would mean a lot to me too.
Well, thanks very much. Good luck this week.
Thanks.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
New at Asham. Take your game to the next level with the Gushu Ultra Light. Equipped with our world-famous rotator disc system that attaches by Velcro, quickly and easily upgrade and replace your sliding platform. Check out our website at asham.com.
What is your home club? How long has your team been together? And are there any new players this year?
Our home club is the Kitscoty Curling Club. This is Team Sturmay's second year together. So no new players on the team, and looking forward to building on a good season from last year.
Awesome. Do your players live in the same area, or do you travel to play together?
We're a little bit all over the place. My second and myself are from Edmonton. Our lead is from Calgary, and our third is the import from Winnipeg. So across Western Canada, yeah.
Who coaches your team, and what strengths do they bring?
We have a bit of a fifth/coach situation. His name is JD Lind, really well-recognized coach. He coaches the national Japanese women's team, has been to a couple Olympics, so we're grateful to have him on the bench, both in a fifth capacity and a coach capacity.
What has become the identity of Team Sturmay? What does Team Sturmay do well, and how will you use that to win games this week?
Yeah, I think Team Sturmay is really known for consistency. Like when we do need to elevate our level of play, we definitely do, but I definitely feel like we've been a perennial playoff team in this event over the past couple of years, so looking forward to not only having consistent performance out there, but bringing it when it needs to happen.
Talking about individual player strengths, who would you say is the lead communicator on the ice? Who's really driving information?
The lead communicator on the ice would definitely be Kyle Deering, our third. He's a very animated guy, total ideas guy. He definitely his mouth runs a mile a minute.
Who can throw the biggest weight on the team?
That would be myself.
Didn't even think about it. Who'd you say stays the calmest, most even keel on the ice?
Our lead man, for sure, Curtis Kohler. That man does not get rattled for hell or high water.
What about off the ice? Who would you say is the jokester of the team? Who keeps it light?
Jokester of the team is once again Kyle. Big ideas guy. Opinionated, but whenever he has an opinion, it's usually a funny one.
Who handles the pre-game pump-up music?
Pre-game pump-up music, that's a team effort, actually, between Kyle and Glenn, our second and our third. Glenn is usually the driver, so sometimes that gives him song selection rights, but Kyle, once again, in the spirit of being a good opinionated guy, is not hesitant to chime in with what he wants to hear.
That's good. It's the second time you beat me to the next question. I was going to say, who's usually driving the team vehicle to and from Spiels or the hotel?
Glenn Venance in a farm truck that's about 25 years old and may or may not be on its last legs.
Who'd you say is the real foodie on the team? Who's really concerned about planning restaurants and snacks?
Foodie on the team, that's probably a tie between Kyle and myself. Kyle likes good food. I like good food as well. And we like things that are a little bit maybe not mainstream. So we might skip down to, say, like a Subway if we're in a crunch, but getting something a little bit more authentic and non-chain is kind of in our lane.
Me too. All right, finally, last question. What would it mean to you to wear the blue and gold jacket at the Montana's Brier?
Yeah, it would be a dream come true. We competed in the Brier last year. We were fortunate enough to grab a wild card spot. But to wear the blue and gold has always been a dream since I've been a little kid, and I know that my other members on my team can definitely identify with that. You grow up seeing the greats in this sport compete in the Brier in blue and gold, and hoping to put our name in the history books right beside them.
Awesome. Good luck this week, and thanks for the interview.
Awesome.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
New at Asham. Whether you're in the hack or kicking back, live it in style in the new Throwin' Stones line exclusively by Asham. Curling is more than a sport, it's a lifestyle. Check out our website at asham.com.
Good morning, curling fans. Welcome back to Hinton, Alberta for the 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Best Western. I'm Jason Ginter alongside Chelsea Carey, and we have the pleasure of bringing you tonight's this morning's championship semifinal game from the inside of the Bill Thomson Arena. We have Team Cooey, who had just fell last night to Team Sluchinski in the 1 versus 2 page playoff game, against Team Sturmay, who were successful in the 3 versus 4 page playoff game last night. Now, Team Cooey, they'll be throwing the red stones. They had choice of rocks. They chose the red rocks they threw last night. They have lead Karek Martin, second Jacques Gauthier, third Tyler Tardy, skip Kevin Cooey, coach Mike Libis. And then you have Karsten Sturmay's squad from the Kitscotty Curling Club in Kitscotty, Alberta. We have lead Curtis Goller, second Glenn Van Ants, third Kyle Deering, skip Karsten Sturmay, and alternate/coach JD Lynn. Now, Chelsea, you've been a part of this game, I'm sure, in the past, and a part of many page playoff games, maybe on both sides of the equation. What do you expect to see from both of these teams today?
I think, normally I would say the team coming off a loss, which would, in this case, be Team Cooey, would maybe be at somewhat of a disadvantage just because of that fact. That being said, Kevin Cooey's team played a great game yesterday, minus one end. So I don't think you'll see that. I think you'll see some confidence from them. And for Karsten, coming off a pretty decisive win yesterday, they have to be feeling pretty good. So I would expect some offense early from both of these teams. Neither of them, I don't think, will be terribly afraid. Now, that won't be the result they were looking for there from Kark, but I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, that 1-2 game yesterday was one of the craziest finishes I've seen in a long time. So it's going to be hard to top that, but I'm excited about this one. I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah, I think one thing is for certain, we've had some absolute burners this week here at the Alberta Boston Pizza Cup. We've had games that have kind of turned on a dime, and an end where we thought last night Kevin Cooey had firm control of the game, and very unexpected steal of 3 in the 8th. But the B qualifier game on Friday night between Team Sluchinski, Team Sturmay, back and forth. I'm sure we'll see a lot of that again today. Both these teams have played quite a bit on tour. Team Sturmay with a record of 45-27 this year, so they've played almost as much as any team has throughout the season. Team Cooey with a record of 42-21, so no stranger to each other, I'm sure, and no stranger to play. These teams have played in many playoff games throughout the season, and they've played in playoff matches at the Boston Pizza Cup before as well.
Yeah, no lack of familiarity here for sure. Both of these teams, Cooey has been a dominant team in Alberta for a long time, and Karsten kind of coming up through the ranks here has had a really good last couple seasons, and looks like we're going to see a bit more of a conservative start here than I expected.
Yeah, I think that likely plays into the favor of Team Sturmay, just with the just trying to understand their Yellowstone. So Team Cooey, they received choice of hammer and choice of rocks. So they've chosen the same rocks they had last night. Like you said, they just had the one bad end. So it looked like they played fairly well with these rocks before. Team Sturmay, however, they threw the red rocks as well last night. So they might take a little bit of getting used to with their Yellowstone.
And that's always the debate when you come into games like this where you get choice. So if you're Karsten, you're in the 3-4 game and you have choice. Do you take the ones that you're going to probably have to play with for the rest of the event, assuming you won't have choice in the semi and the final, which you wouldn't? Do you take the rocks you like less and try to figure them out, or do you take the rocks you know and win and then try to figure the yellow rocks out? I know I've had that debate with multiple teams in the past in these kinds of situations, so it's always an interesting one. Based on the stats you and I were chatting a little bit about before the game, Jason, they would have been more comfortable with the red rocks, which is evidenced by the fact that they chose them in the 3-4 game. So interesting to see how they manage these, and we'll listen to them talk and see if they move anything around or if they're questioning rocks as this game goes on too.
Yeah, we did have some intel saying that Team Sturmay was at the rink this morning, given the chance to match some of those yellow stones. So I think they had a dozen or so stones they were trying to choose between, and they settled on 8. They're only allowed 8, and hopefully they can manage them well, and hopefully that won't play a factor into this game.
If you were allowed 9 or 10, that would be a big advantage. That would be lovely.
Easy.
Well done. Yeah, I'd like to throw first and last, please.
Clean.
Yeah.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
Yeah.
Good job, Kyle. Attaboy.
So
9-8.
As we're approaching the end of the first end, I'm happy to provide some updates on some other action that we will be kind of monitoring throughout the course of the day. We have one other championship in Manitoba to declare the Manitoba winner for the Montana's Brier this year. And it does impact some potential wild card playoff chances here in Alberta. So I can say we have a semifinal that's on the ice in Stonewall in Manitoba at the Viterra Championship. Team McDonald's, young team from Winnipeg, is facing off against Team Carruthers. If you're a Team Sluchinski fan, we want to be, putting all our cheers in for Team Carruthers. If Team Carruthers is successful and Team Cooey wins this game, then Team Sluchinski has a better chance to make it to the Brier with that wild card spot. However, I can tell you that Team McDonald just took a 3 in the 7th end to take the lead. So tight battle, 6-5 right now for McDonald, and we'll keep close tabs on that game as it gets closer to the end.
9-3. I'm sorry, Kyle. You're good.
Normal.
So one other head-to-head record that I think is worth note, just looking through the numbers here, we have obviously our feature matchup here between Team Cooey, Team Sturmay. Familiar with each other, yes. However, Team Cooey has gotten the better of Team Sturmay in every one of their matchups thus far. So throughout their career, although Karsten was quite a bit younger when they started their head-to-head records, Kevin Cooey is 7-0 versus Team Sturmay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit of a daunting number if you're a Team Sturmay fan, obviously. But to your point, exactly, Karsten's coming up through juniors and trying to beat one of the best teams in the world in Team Kevin Cooey for most of those years. You'll often see a stat that's a little bit lopsided. I know I've been on both sides of those. I'm sure you have too, Jay, with different teams throughout your career. So if you're a Team Sturmay fan, you got to think they're due at some point to win one of these games against Kevin. They've come a long way. Karsten's come a long way and matured a lot, and they've had a good season here. And to your point a bit earlier, have played a ton this year and put in a lot of work. So they're definitely due to win at some point. Whether it's today or not, we will find out.
Yeah, the old miracle quote. We might win 1 out of 10 games, but this is going to be the one.
Yeah, if you win it at the right time, that's all that matters. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this is likely as close in the rankings as these two teams have been. If you look at world rankings, Team Cooey coming in the top 10, Team Sturmay in the top 20. Both teams having a lot of success this year, and obviously last year with Team Sturmay receiving the wild card berth.
Line's good, guys. Sweet for tea. Sweet for tea.
Oh, it's good.
It's great.
15-7. Draw, Karst. Good weight.
Draw, Karst. Real good. Real good.
So you heard from Kyle Deering 15-7, and they're just dusting this rock into the top of the house.
15-7.
Do you often see the ice change at all for these matchups when you only have one game on the sheet?
Yeah, I think what you typically see as the event goes on, and certainly as you get into single games, is it's usually a little bit faster and a little bit straighter. Most of that, I would suggest, is the rocks. Just they're getting a little bit duller as the event goes on, but you do definitely see that. And with only one game on the sheet, you'll see it be a little bit colder in there typically, which often leads to those results.
And a very unexpected error there from Team Cooey. The blank attempt is bonked. We have a single for Team Cooey in the first. We're going to come to the second end. Team Sturmay will have a chance to hold that last rock advantage when you come back.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Need extra space? We rock at Storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
New at Asham. Take your game to the next level with the Gushu Ultra Light. Equipped with our world-famous rotator disc system that attaches by Velcro, quickly and easily upgrade and replace your sliding platform. Check out our website at asham.com.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Welcome back to the 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup presented by Best Western. I'm Jason Ginter here with Chelsea Carey at the Bill Thomson Arena in Hinton. Second end action. A little blip on the radar there from Kevin Cooey in the first. It looked like we were heading back to Blanksville, but unfortunately for Team Cooey, they hit the rock out but stayed in the ring. So we'll see Team Sturmay with their first chance at Hammer, and yeah, just an unexpected start to this game.
Yeah, you don't see Kevin Cooey miss those very often. Definitely a big surprise on that one. So we'll see how they respond here. Veteran team, I don't imagine they'll be too shook up by that, but definitely not the start they were looking for Team Sturmay. A nice little bonus, classic force.
Yeah, that's when you joke and you just say a little bit louder than you normally would. You know, nice forced voice. Just try to get in the head of the opposition.
Really got to work it over. Hard, Kyle. Hard, keep going, buddy. Hard. Hard, keep going, hard.
We have Glenn Van Ness and Kyle Deering on the sweep.
Hard.
Good sweep. One thing you definitely see here at the Alberta Boston Pizza Cup is just absolute absolutely excellent sweeping. We have a bunch of young men out there now, and I think every team now takes pride in being able to manage the rock right where they want it to be. You see everybody having full effort out there as well.
And you see precision in the communication to a different level, and you would know this better than me because you sweep more than I do, Jay, but the communication about not just the line or the weight, but both at the same time. So we saw Kyle Daring with what we would call a knifing motion early on in that sweep, and then he switched to more of like a dig curl that helps for distance more. So it's not just for line or for weight, it's a combination of both, and what's more important, and the sweepers going back and forth, talking to each other about, hey, with the weight's all there, okay, but we got to go for line, or we got to go for weight, but we also need it to curl. So it's and you hear the line caller even with that kind of communication, distance and curl and all those things. It's gotten much more complicated in a great way because it's super interesting to listen to, and it's just that precise at this level of the game.
For corners, really good.
Yeah, I totally agree. And for the casual curling fan, they're wondering, okay, what's the difference? Why do we care if the left sweeper is sweeping or the right one? And essentially, whoever's pushing, you're essentially pushing the rock to the other side of the sheet. So if you look at Kyle Daring there, he's trying to push it to what we'd see on the right side. That would be the simplest way to think about it, but it's hard, it's abstract to think about why are we sweeping this rock if we want it to curl.
Can we roll in?
Yeah, we didn't really see a lot of that until what we would refer to as the Broomgate year in 2016, where it was blamed on the fabric, but I think really we'd had that ability for a long time. We just didn't really realize it or didn't use it, or however you want to look at that. But yeah, we've seen a big change in the game even without that. With that fabric going away, there's no scratching really anymore, but there's still the ability to make a rock curl, to hold it straight. And now we see, like I said, a knifing motion as one option, more of like a dig curl as another option. You'll see them change the angle slightly if it's just for speed, or if it's for speed and curl, or speed and straight. There's a whole science to sweeping now. It's much more complicated than most of us ever thought it would be, I think.
Yeah, just a lot more of an expectation on the line caller now being able to manipulate the stone and direct traffic, essentially.
It's going to be a 3-foot run.
Went to the sweepers. I think the sweepers end up having more autonomy.
That's okay.
If you're doing it right now, because as a line caller, I'm just saying, it's got to curl. And so then the sweepers are deciding how much they need to go for speed and how much they can afford to go for curl, because if you're sweeping just for curl, it's not going to add a lot of speed to that rock. And if you're sweeping for speed, then you're not going to get the curl. So then there's a slightly different angle and all these things. It's just it's quite the system.
Control.
Yep. Yes.
My head's spinning just thinking about it.
Whoa.
Oh! Watch the double, watch the back one.
Double.
Yep. Watch the back one.
So it kind of got caught in between the double and the roll. Looks like the Team Sturmay stone is still exposed, and I want to say slightly out of the house. Team Cooey line 1 in the back of the house.
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really close to making that double. Just called that audible a tiny bit too late.
You hate the out? I like this. I like that ice. Max, maybe? Hair less?
And this isn't our first look at Tyler Tardy, but here we are, Tyler Tardy, 3-time Canadian junior champion, 2-time world junior champion.
Close.
He makes his home now in Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah, 3-time Canadian junior champion, and I believe didn't even play his last year of juniors. Opted to play men's instead. I mean, I guess when you've won everything there is to win in juniors, that makes some sense. I wouldn't know much about that, but very impressive resume for Tyler Tardy, and he's been a great addition to this team.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
When he was first asked to play third and sweep, I'm sure he hadn't had a lot of experience with that, but he's definitely grown into one of the more powerful sweepers in the game. Just sheer force. And he's always been smart, so he knows what he's doing out there, and he was able to pick it up pretty fast.
You guys like that broom? I was thinking hair more.
No, it's going to run right there.
Just a hair more.
I think a good fit too, personality-wise, for Kevin Cooey. And neither of them, they both sort of process things in their head versus talking about it out loud, which sounds like a small thing, but isn't necessarily. Because if you have one back-end player who does one and one who does the other, it can be a bit difficult. And they seem to work really well together. I think he's a good complement to Kevin.
No. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay, Kyle.
That's right.
That's
fine.
When they were playing together last year towards the start, the fresh start, I wouldn't want to say it was awkward, but it was just different, I think, for the two of them, just not really knowing their place. And I think we saw last year them kind of grow into their own towards the end of the tour season, and obviously, culminating in a provincial championship at the Boston Pizza Cup last year. Seems like they figured it out. They had a pretty good Brier with Tyler being first team All-Star, and it's super nice to see the role change and them just truly understanding each other. And they've obviously had some success on tour this year with some titles.
For sure. And I think Jacques been a good addition in that sense because he is a little bit more outspoken and he talks a bit more than anybody else on the team probably. So that, again, it sounds silly to say, but we talked about it for years with Darren Moulding and Brendan Botcher, where they needed somebody who did that, who took on that role, who was kind of the pump up guy and the chatter guy and all that stuff. And I think Jacques brought that a little bit to this team, and I think it's been really helpful.
Yeah, I can agree. Never a dull moment with Jacques Gauthier on the ice. He's not going to let silence take over ever, and I think that's super good because you have a moment like the 8th end last night with Team Cooey, and it'd be pretty easy for a team to kind of check out or lose confidence, or you just never really know what to expect when something as drastic as that 8th end happened with the steal of 3. I'm sure he might have been one of the leaders and just starting the chatter up and say, boys, we just need to win 2 more now, and we're in the same place we were last night. Just can't lose. You need to have that person just to facilitate the chatter.
Clean. Whoa, Glenn.
Wait's good. Whoa, curl.
Clean.
Solid.
Curl.
Solid hack. Curl.
Let it curl.
Gotta go. Hard, Kurt. Gotta go, Kurt. You gotta go. Hard, curl. You got it.
Keep going.
Gotta go.
Hard, Glenn, right out.
And a good scrub there from Curtis Goller, making sure they make contact with that rock.
Yeah, so straight.
A little hard, Kyle.
Yeah.
Looked like a little slower than yesterday, okay? Tyler's.
Good feedback there from the sweepers too. Kyle Daring talking about how straight it was, and it was, but they were telling him that the weight was also a little bit big, so that'll always make it run a bit straighter. Good sweep there, good carve there from Curtis Goller to make contact with that and get it out of the house. That was a huge thing to be able to do. So Kevin Cooey looking for the draw around the corner guard. You don't probably even want to be fully tucked here, do you, Jay? Like just edge to edge or a piece tucked probably would be good.
It's the same as draw. Anything or pound.
Yeah. Essentially, you don't want to allow Team Sturmay to find a way to get buried. So if you're half exposed, I don't think Sturmay would be able to stick any sort of run back in behind cover.
Line's good.
Top 4.
Close line. Right here, guys. All yours. Gotta be here.
This is now the second or third rock down this path, but typically when we have a rock traveling across the center line in the middle of the sheet for the entirety of the shot,
I think so.
It's a spot that hasn't been played very much. We might actually have seen that rock be a little slower.
Yeah.
Might come up a little short at times, but it looks like the sweepers managed that to perfection. It's just edge on edge buried.
Yeah, it won't do much at all.
I think that's close to perfect if you could walk it down and place it anywhere, maybe a little bit deeper, given that Carson's going to go around this, but it's going to be hard to get fully buried, so Kevin probably has some kind of a chase or pick on his next one, I would think. But worth a shot here for Karsten. You may as well, it's the classic Russ Howard line. If you're going to be forced to 2, so you may as well try this. You're probably throwing the draw on your last one anyway. If you get it buried and get a little bit of a miscue from Kevin, you might get a skipper's deuce out of this.
And we've seen Karsten pull a rabbit out of a hat so far this week, and it isn't looking great this end for Sturmay, but like you said, might as well try to get forced to 2. So Karsten Sturmay trying to draw to the back of the forefoot.
Line's good.
Real close.
Weight only right now. Close for line.
Little heavy.
Line's fine.
Okay, well then.
Line's great.
Yep,
close.
yes for line, guys.
Weight's close.
Gotta go line.
Line's perfect.
Oh, weight
No
only.
room.
Weight only.
Gotta go a little.
Room. Curl.
Back
Gotta
curl.
Take a look. Back a look. Just right here. We gotta be shot.
Go.
Yep. Go. Keep going.
Go.
Good.
The weight was perfect there. Looks like it's just about half buried. They wanted to curl it at the end and might have just waited a little too long for that,
I might have missed it.
forcing Kevin into a tough shot.
Yeah, it looks like he's got probably not quite half of that, but close to half.
Looks like board.
Took a little pause there. Might have been unsure about something. Maybe it was a nice spot of the sheet. But yeah, this is Kevin's out turn, so I'd feel pretty confident with him making this.
What's your weight? What's your weight, Kev? Okay.
Took a little bit more ice there, so I imagine that was the pause. It just looked a little. Sometimes as a skip, you watch everything come down from the other end, and then you get to the hack, and you're like, oh, that doesn't look the same. It can be a little bit of a mess with your head a little bit. So a little more ice there. I think they talked about like a board bumper kind of weight here.
Control. Just control.
Curl. Curl. Easy. Clean. Curl.
He makes no mistake as he removes the Team Sturmay stone, and Team Kui will be sitting 2 in the house, forcing Karsten into a draw for his single.
Looks good for ice.
Really like the weight choice there. I mean, you could have easily just thrown a heater down the middle of the sheet and made contact with the rock, and very nice controlled weight, bringing the sweepers into it and able to just kind of manage that rock down the sheet.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. If you throw more weight, you take the sweepers out of it this way. Like Jacques Gauthier was on the carve basically right out of Kevin's hand, and you can really manipulate it a lot with the power ups the sweepers that they have, that both of these teams have. So it's smart to throw as light a weight as you can, because it allows you to play around a lot more with the line with the sweepers.
Line's good.
It was only like 3 feet less than the last.
All you.
Here we are, last draw.
Sweeper T,
Karsten
line's good.
Sturmay drawing
Line's
the T
really
line for a
good.
single.
Weight's good.
15-9.
Sweepers like it now. 15-9.
Shot, Karsten. Very good.
And that is perfection. Right on the Boston Pizza logo. Team Sturmay will tie the game at 1. When we come back, Team Kui will look to respond in the third end.
Not enough.
Oh yeah.
Not enough finish.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Original 16. Celebrate things done well.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at letterlamps.com.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Thank you to the local sponsors in Hinton supporting the 2024 Boston Pizza Cup presented by Best Western. Thank you to Diamond sponsors Tourmaline, Tech, and Reynaldi & Sons Contracting Limited.
I think you want to be just on this side of the line.
Yeah, I think so.
Welcome back to live coverage of Sunday's live championship semifinal here at the 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup presented by Best Western. After the second end, we have a tie game, 1-1. Team Cooey was forced to a single in the first, and Team Sturmay the same. So, yeah, we're in for a great battle here. End number 3. Nothing's changed since the start of the game. Teams are knotted up.
Weight's really good.
As Team Cooey has the last rock in the third.
No finish.
Weight's good. Just
Don't want to tuck a piece. You
a little bit past. A little bit past.
Good throw, Kurt. Attaboy.
So we get a second guard here from Team Sturmay. Quick update on the other championship game we mentioned, which is Manitoba and Team Carruthers taking on Team McDonald. After giving up a 3, Team Carruthers was able to get a deuce back. So they're playing 9, 1 up without the hammer. And it's looking a bit like a force at this moment in time for Team Carruthers. So hoping to go, for if you're a Team Carruthers fan, hoping to go tied with to the 10th end here.
And if you're a Team Sluchinski fan, that's good news for you, as rooting for Team Carruthers all the way to take the Manitoba title. Looks like, I mean, after a pretty back and forth game last night in Manitoba in the 1-2 game, Team Calgary is happily sitting on their couch watching the semifinal and awaiting the winner in the finals.
Absolutely. That was, we had 2 crazy games last night. It was all kinds of wild finishes around the curling world between Alberta and Manitoba. It was very exciting to watch.
So third end here, championship semifinal, and we are game on. The 2 center guards from Team Sturmay.
Do it, just do it. Just do it.
See a lot of action here this
No, we're not. Weight's good.
Cannot tap on this line.
Yeah, just let it grind. Or just do it. It's like... Pretty good, Glenn. Shot.
Maybe an ounce heavy, but the line was pretty close there. It looks like, Jacques Gauthier is being asked to just get inside, maybe bump the yellow rock a hair.
Yeah, would have liked to not bounce that off, obviously, for Team Sturmay, but not a bad result depending on what happens here. If Jacques makes this well, you might be in a bit of trouble if you're Karsten, but it's not an easy shot for Jacques.
Fairly in. Yeah, just tight, top 12. Tight. Hard tie! Hard!
Sweep.
Okay, just a little short there. So now we have 2 center guards. We have the rock of Jacques Gauthier there just at the top of the 12.
He's just going here, Karsten. I think we got to beat him to it.
Do you like the intern wrap?
Yeah, back 4 is pretty good.
Yep, that's a shot.
One thing you will see with the familiarity between longtime teammates Karsten Sturmay and Glenn Van Ans is that Glenn won't be afraid to offer up his opinion when it comes to strategy, and he's usually right. So Karsten's happily listening to Glenn, and when you're throwing the rock, it's nice to be able to have a little bit of input on strategy.
Yeah, there was no minced words there, but I do agree with Glenn in this case. If you throw a guard, then Kevin Cooey is doing this, so he has a valid point in saying you want to beat him there.
You're about as tight as you can cut it.
I know, it's heavy.
Line's great. Now the weight needs to slow down. And I guess that's just the risk there with playing that shot. We don't want to be heavy. As Team Cooey now has the advantage, sitting shot stone and throwing.
Yeah? Okay. I think he's right. Yeah. He doesn't really have much on the right side right now. I like this, Kev.
This gives Team Kui a chance to play the exact same shot. If they're undercover here, we might see Team Sturmay either attempt a freeze or try to run some of those guards into the house, try to clear the way for Karsten's.
Yeah, big shot here for Jacques. This is a really good chance to put a lot of pressure on Team Sturmay.
Tough eight. Just tough eight. Hard that. Hard that. Gotta go. Hard that. Hard, Tyler. Just tough.
You want to be behind that one, though. A top eight's not deep enough.
We're on in. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It's in. Okay. Well, it's not.
So that will just be in front of the house, and it looked like it is partially undercover, so it will be tough for Team Kui to be able to use that stone.
Okay, so 16 seconds. Yep. Try and give it to you guys. Yep.
And a daunting task. Looking at that port is not very big, but Kyle Deering being asked to draw right through it and try to put this one right on the tee line behind a wall of guards.
Yeah, it's a bit ugly to look at, but they've thrown this a few times in a row here now, so you have to think they'll know the path.
Line's good.
Probably about 16 seconds, so no difference in speed from what we've seen on other parts of the sheet here right now.
Line. Yes. T-line. Wait only. Like 12. Line's good.
Yes. Hard. That's good. T-line. Everything hard.
Curtis Bowler, Glenn Van Ant's on this, trying to make sure this gets through the port.
Hard line. Oh,
and what a sweep.
Oh, you're good.
What a fantastic shot from Team Sturmay.
Hell of a sweep.
Beautiful.
Great sweeping.
Great sweep to get that by. They went through the side of that guard, I think. So huge to get that by. If you click that guard, it's a totally different story here. So again, another big shot here for Team Kui. Really need this freeze to be close. If you weld this on the face, you've probably got some run back options, something to potentially set up your multiple point score. If you don't, you're in a little bit of trouble.
T-line. Wait's good. Wait's great. T-line. Line's getting good. Josh there. Still curl. Back button.
Hanging out a lot wider than Team Sturmay's stone. Clark Martin on the carve. Just clicks off the side, unfortunately. Sits for third stone.
I'd like to show an overhead.
His best shot is that.
So now we have that yellow stone absolutely sunk behind those top 8 rocks and a wall of center guards.
Even if you just make that.
That's the thing with the double center strategy. It can be risky, absolutely, but if you ever get one behind it, and we have had unfortunate misses from Team Kui coming up a little short.
Even if I just roll in,
sets you up for a big steal opportunity.
He comes around. Like, I think you want to leave this if you got it.
Yeah. Just try and stick it there, right? Like, are you seeing like 3/4 low?
Yeah, I think it's like board weight.
Yeah.
You want to roll like if you could if you could ever hooker it under, it's
that's really
perfect.
Okay. Do you like board?
I saw control if it was me.
Yeah,
like,
I don't mind control either.
Just because it takes the guesswork out of it?
I kind of like control, Karsten.
Well, I was kind of seeing board with the out turn, but
I see control with the in with room in the middle of the rock.
Yeah.
Because we know exactly what that does.
What turn do you guys like?
It has to be board to get low enough.
Yeah, it's that or we just play the in-turn with control.
Well, we can throw the in-turn with board too. It's not going to curl off the face of the earth.
Okay, I mean, whatever you're seeing. We haven't played board match. I was seeing the in-turn.
Yeah, I am too, Karst.
Board?
Yeah.
Do you guys like that?
Sure, yeah, let's make it.
Why are we throwing board if we've thrown control the whole tournament?
I agree.
Okay. Just board weight.
Board weight, Kyle. Yeah.
Interesting back and forth. We'll see how this one goes. The three guys in that hack end are in a bit of a different headspace than Karsten is on the shot. Both for weight and for turn. I see what Karsten's saying with the out turn. Like he would love to get low, he said, and kind of hook it. I don't. It's harder to do that with the in turn.
Roll it.
Good shot.
Good shot. It's a 9.
And a decent result. I mean, you could hear Glenn Van saying just throw control weight, put it room in the middle of the rock, and Karsten had his mind set on board. Obviously putting a little bit of ice reading into the equation, and when he ended up placing the broom, it was on the edge of the rock. So that message maybe wasn't sent, I guess, from the hack end. Still a pretty good result there. It took away the run back opportunity for Team Cooey.
I'm thinking we go thick side and get a shooter up here. That's good. If that's here, that's dead lined up, eh?
It was interesting listening in to a Team Cooey discussion between third and Kevin. Doesn't matter which third it is. Seems like the third is often providing a lot of the options, the majority of the discussion, and Kevin just decides what he likes the best.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that Kevin's just a guy. I know Darren talked about it a little bit last night, where that his game calling and his strategy is underrated, and I agree with that. I think he's just a guy who, rather than saying things out loud, he processes everything in his head. And I mentioned that earlier, and that sounds like a small thing, but it makes a really big difference if you know that about somebody, because you don't need to fill the silence with him. He's not confused. He's not uncertain. He just needs time to process it in his head rather than saying it out loud.
Okay, yeah, me too. Start waiting now. Control.
He definitely has a vision for every end. He knows what shot he wants to play on his last, and if I'm Tyler, just let him get there, however he needs to get there.
Exactly.
I like control better. Yeah, I just don't know if it's gonna. Right. Okay, control. Go, bud.
But it can be hard if you're somebody who does process things by talking about them. I know I'm that kind of person. So somebody standing there in silence is uncomfortable for me. Like, tell me what you're thinking. What's going through your head? What do you like? But they don't need that. So it's smart to let him go, because he really is such a smart skip. So just kind of let him get there. But it can be a bit daunting as the person standing there wanting to fill the silence.
Control. Yep. Whoa.
That's why you're so good in the booth, Chelsea, is you can let everyone in the world know what Kevin Cooey's thinking.
I can try.
Whoa.
And a fantastic shot from Tyler Tardy there. Able to run the rock in, get rid of fourth shot zone, and roll his shooter right in for second shot. So, oh my goodness, we have a wall of reds there, and a one lonely yellow stone for Team Sturmay. So things are definitely getting interesting here this morning in the third end.
I don't think you have another shot, guys. Yep.
Not?
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better result there from Tyler. That is an incredible shot.
Your only other shot is you loop out turn. But
can you just freeze here?
He's just making that anyway.
What if you freeze?
He's going to be shot 3.
It's tricky. It looks like all paths lead to running into that yellow stone. So it almost seems like it doesn't matter where you hit the top 8 stone, the one that's biting the 12-foot. If you can find a way to run a rock into that one,
we're never getting more than half under.
Hit in yellow, or even you can hit any one of the rocks on the outside side of the sheet.
Yeah, suddenly the angles are great for Team Cooey. It didn't look that way a few shots ago. That last shot by Tyler Tardy changed everything here.
I think so.
And then I loop around the works.
Just let Kevin cook. He's got a plan.
And
it's looking like a multiple opportunity.
So then, given that, is it better to do Kyle's shot and you just freeze to the inside?
No, because then he sits 3. Like, it's going to be really
hard. Can you
well,
ever make this?
3, but then he doesn't quite get.
Kind of spill that out.
Yeah.
Probably.
This is a shot, guys.
Well, it's just that you can't get low. It's really hard to
like
get
you're
low.
Never getting underneath.
How do you get underneath? You're just going like that, and then he rips the double, and we're drawing.
What else do we do then?
Well, I'm Kyle's
freeze.
Shot. If it's, well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it is Kyle's shot because you get a little bit low. At least that sits. And we have more cover for me to come around on my second one.
Okay, so you got to try to like just literally get right in there.
Exactly.
And if we're heavy and we elbow, that's
exactly.
All right.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Like,
I don't know what else we do, Kyle.
How do you
Absolutely.
Get low on that?
Do you like this option, Chelsea?
Because you're always hitting back.
This is our only shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they like it very much, and I don't really like it very much, but I think it's the best option you have. The reality is you're in jail a little bit here. So because you can't get low with any kind of weight, I think this is the only way you can get a little bit low on that that outside far left red rock as we look at it. And you're going to leave, to your point, Jay, he's going to be able to rip at this other side, but I think this is the best you can do. If you can get just a tiny bit low, the center line side, when I say low, just across the face of hair, even if you nose froze it, it's not the end of the world.
I saw a kiss last
And you hope that you have something on your next one to eliminate some red rocks. You're in about as much trouble as you could be when sitting shot rock on the back of the button right now.
There's Karsten Sturmay. He's been to the final here at the Boston Pizza Cup twice before, looking to get there once more.
Back four, Kyle. Clean, yep. Back four. Really gotta
This rock is really diving towards the center line.
Hard. Gotta go. Keep going.
Gotta get it by the Reds. Looks like he's just clicking off the top 8 stone.
Okay, Karsten.
Not bad.
Rearranges the angles just a hair. Might have done enough.
Yeah, I actually think that worked out pretty well, given that it wasn't what they called. Because he did jiggle those middle reds around a little bit.
Yeah, just enough. It looks like the entire outturn side of the sheet is going to miss the back yellow.
It looks like it might. I actually think that might have worked out better than the call.
Yeah, get that, get this over here.
Yeah. We just don't want to leave him a roll. Yeah. Only other thing I see is this, make him sweat.
Super exciting end here. We have a pile of rocks in the top of the house.
Leave it half open for that.
And still that yellow, I can't see a way to get at it at the moment.
No, I don't think anything goes back onto it.
Probably a third.
I think Team Cooey's looking here at rearranging the angles again, kind of doing back to Team Sturmay what they just did to Team Cooey, tapping that top 12 rock in and kind of messing those angles up a bit so that hopefully you have something to run in on the shot rock. They're talking about whether or not they have this slash on the wide one. You can probably see just enough to make that.
Yeah, you never know. He's trying here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
You like that, Tyler?
Kind of backline. There's 15 rocks in play. It's just like auto just how are these? These are never helping you. This is our rock we're looking for. Yeah, and maybe our shooter if we can. Yeah. Mind you, if we get this frozen, we can get some drag on it. But be down to like just through, just shy of the hack. Couple blank.
So either way, it's been a lengthy discussion and a lot of chatter between both teams this end. So I'm sure we'll keep you updated with the time clocks, as we know that's often an issue with some of the teams. And we might. I was hearing Jock Gauthier, hey, just a couple blanks and we'll make it back up. But as for the viewer, I hope that's not the case. But we'll see. We'll see kind of how things transpire over the course of the game and how this end might have affected that.
Both teams taking some time this end, and rightfully so. They had to. It's just been very complicated with a lot of rocks in play here. And there's no one better in the world than Kevin Cooey at throwing a rock with seconds left on the clock. So that's the good news for Team Cooey fans.
Curl. Curl. Really got to curl. Really got to curl. Hard curl, never roll it. Never.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
And rearrange some angles.
Lots of ways to get in.
Don't know if that was exactly what Kevin was hoping for.
I think they were looking for a little bit more curl on that.
Yeah, you could probably stick that one. You just roll under, it's pretty darn good, right?
Yeah, the promoted stone there looks like it's almost directly under cover of the high center guard.
Can't, unless you go...
There's a chance they get enough drag to click the back yellow on the outturn side of the sheet, but they have to get by the guard first.
Your only other shot, Kyle, is you just guard the 7.
And usually with 3 rocks, the back rock drags a lot less. So, I mean, I might touch it, which is all you need.
I mean...
The one bonus there from Kevin Cooey is that his shooter rolled out to the edge of the 12-foot there on the outturn side of the sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
got Kevin
so
Cooey
Team
written
Ster
all
May-
over it, that in-off. We've seen him make a lot of those over the years. I remember one from Worlds a few years ago with BJ Neufeld that he made that looked very similar to that.
Yeah.
There's the shark in the water moment. You just always have to account for the potential for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Try and get a hair low. Flop right to there is pretty
It's
good.
also for $1 million if he makes it, so you got to be a little cognizant of that if you're Karsten.
Yeah, really important for him to stick at least for, we'll say, third shot here, so that would only be a shot for 2, but ideally he gets right underneath and bites a piece of the forefoot to sit 2.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room to get low on this, but you can a little bit.
Hack weight. Okay, sounds good, bud.
Hack, Kyle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got to make sure we get low. Same ice, hair more?
I think that's really close relative to yours.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, hack weight. Let's go.
We saw this last night with Team Sluchinski in the 10th. You have to make a series of great shots after great shots in order to prevent Kevin from having something for a bundle. So, yeah, it's been a great end just watching and seeing him manipulate angles. And
Weight's perfect.
Whoa, yeah.
he's going to have to be perfect here as well.
Weight's perfect.
Curl. Whoa, clean. Yeah.
Hard.
Hard.
Come on, Curtis.
Gotta go.
Gotta take.
Right up.
Hard.
Curtis Roller on the sweep, powering it by this yellow stone. Oh, and a beautiful shot.
What a shot.
An absolute dandy from Karsten Sturmay when he needs it the most.
It's close.
That's an early contender for our Boston Pizza moment of the game right there. Keep that one in mind.
Absolutely, yes.
Could have been game over if he doesn't make that. If he hits that, even if he just noses it, you might be losing this game in this early. And so, huge shot there by Karsten Sturmay. Great sweep to get that by.
Yeah, just managed perfectly. Just manipulated it just past the top 8 Yellowstone. Sits there for second shot, and Kevin Cooey now in a pile of trouble, looking at 2 Team Sturmay stones.
We're gonna find out.
Oh.
Now, is there any chance that it could tear him up and tap the Yellowstone out of the forefoot?
Yeah, I do think it's possible. I think that's what they were lining up. I don't know that he has a shot besides this, really. He was always going to, I think, be coming off this. It's a question of if he could maybe get multiple points out of this. It might be there. It might jump up. I haven't seen how the rocks react on this surface, but I think it's possible.
Whoa.
Here we have Kevin Cooey, last rock, third end.
Clean, yep.
He makes contact with 1. Oh, no, and right through the hole between the 2 Sturmay stones. The most unlucky there. That'll be a steal of 2 for Team Sturmay. So it'll be 3-1 for Team Sturmay. Oh, just got caught right in between.
That's so unlucky.
All right, so yeah, when we come back, Team Cooey will try to recover those 2 points from Team Sturmay. And we'll see you again in the 4th.
Need extra space? We rock at storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
New at Asham. Whether you're in the hack or kicking back, live it in style in the new Throwin' Stones line exclusively by Asham. Curling is more than a sport, it's a lifestyle. Check out our website at asham.com.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling. with Curling Alberta.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Thank you to the local Platinum and Gold sponsors, Sniper, 24/7 Compression, Quadra, Octane Controls Limited, Ascend, Wild Hay Oilfield Services Limited, Stitch and Print, and Sound Scaffolding.
Yep, good. I agree. Tight guard to top 12.
Little early.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Best Western.
Hard line. Get it tight.
And wow, were we in for a treat there in the third end of this championship semifinal. Could have been 3, could have been 4, could have been 1. We had no idea what was going to happen until that Kevin Cooey stone came to rest, and he dusted the back 4 rock with the in-off attempt, but unfortunately, as the dust settled, Team Sturmay had a steal of 2. So they've taken an early lead here in the semifinal as Kevin Cooey has the last rock.
Yeah, really bad break there for Team Cooey. They were so close to making that. If it's a little thinner or a little thicker, they're at least only giving up 1. That going through the hole was hard to do, and unfortunately for them, that's what happened. So big rebound end here for Team Cooey.
As we're just starting the 4th end here, we see the Kevin Cooey rock sliding towards the back of the rings. Just want to remind everyone that Curling Alberta is running a 50-50 throughout the course of this week, with the final draw being this evening at 6 p.m. The 50-50 this year is going towards the Hinton Curling Club. Hinton's host committee has done an outstanding job leading up to Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Best Western, despite several unexpected and devastating challenges.
Do it right now.
So we want to support the Hinton Curling Club in their repairs to help curlers get back on the ice as fast as possible. The chiller in the Hinton Curling Club back in December, there were some issues, and the Hinton Curling Club had to repair the chiller, and the cost was around $100,000. So that's obviously a devastating blow to that club and their financial position. So all the proceeds for the 50-50s this year at the Boston Pizza Cup will go to help the Hinton Curling Club. Buy now for your chance to win and support such a great club and grassroots curling. Tickets are on sale between now and 6 p.m. tonight. You must be over 18 and in Alberta to purchase. So you can purchase those either in-house at the Bill Thomson Arena in Hinton or on the website, curlingalberta.ca/5050. Current jackpot is $2,250. And I'm sure we'll see that number skyrocket as we go towards the final draw. Last night's jackpot, Friday night's jackpot was $13,780. Last night's was around $17,000.
Those are crazy numbers. Love to see that. And yeah, super unfortunate for the Hinton Curling Club. So want to do everything we can to get everybody there back on the ice and pay for that new chiller and have them back in action. So it's been awesome to see Albertans supporting that mission with this 50-50 and give yourself a chance to win a whole bunch of money. I mean, it's a win-win situation.
Halfway.
Max line.
Too much line.
So as we get back into the 4th end of action, we just saw the Jacques Gauthier run back attempt slide past the rock in the top of the house. So Team Sturmay with an early advantage to begin the end.
Finish. Finish. Hard finish.
Keep going, Kyle.
Hard finish.
Hard to the line.
Good manage, guys.
Yeah, good shot.
We could make it the other way now.
Okay.
Here's the Gauthier run back attempt number 2. He's been very close with these all throughout the week. I'd imagine him to make some noise here.
Yeah, you have to think he'd be close on this one. Very good hitter, Jacques Gauthier.
Yep. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
all the rocks fly. Outstanding recovery there. Doc Gauthier. Touch them all.
Gotta touch them all.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They made that look easy. I promise you that is not an easy shot. Holy smokes, that was a beauty.
What do you mean? You just got to throw it?
Well, if we're two, it makes the run down.
Top 12, just biting.
Yeah.
Making the
Just
perfect freeze is one thing, but if you're anywhere short of that, at least you can use it. Going deep was not really an option, and going all the way through was certainly not. So disappointing result there, definitely from Tyler Tardy, and they all knew that, Tyler and the sweepers, right out of his hand. So just a little too much adrenaline or too much mustard on that one for Tyler. So big opportunity here now for Kyle Daring to put a lot of pressure on Team Cooey.
Little for Lion.
Yep.
Lion.
Line's fine.
Hey, Lion's good.
All
you, take a look.
The years.
Lion's really good.
He's a very good touch player. He's typically close on shots like this, and
easy.
you don't really want to let him have this opportunity to kind of put the screws to you, because he normally does. We saw his draw between the port last end, the draw here this end, and Team Sturmay set up again here in 4.
Same as yesterday.
Like peel or firm? Peel, yeah.
We're going to need another Jacques Gauthier-esque run back here from Tyler Tardy.
Yep. Yes. Hard. Bad boy.
Oh, and another great shot. He couldn't let Jacques have all the fun. So Tyler with another run back double, and I'm sure the two cousins are sitting there trading blows. I see your run back double, and I'll raise you another.
Yep.
Again, they make these look so easy. That's a very, very difficult shot. Made absolutely perfect.
Do you have any of this 6?
So that's, I mean, you don't often want to put yourself in that situation, but obviously with the Tardy rock sliding through the rings there, it must feel really good for Tyler to come back and redeem himself.
Yeah, if you have to throw your first one through, then you certainly want to make that to kind of make up for it. I know I heard Darren reference that yesterday for himself, where if he'd miss his first one, you know, you got to step up and make your second one. And I know I've talked about it a lot with teams in the past. You can't miss 2 shots in a row. And that's not just within one player themselves, that's on the team. So if the person in front of you misses, you really got to try to make the next one. I know that sounds obvious, but when you miss multiple shots in a row is what really gets you into trouble, especially against these top teams. So whenever one's missed, you got to make the next one. And bonus if it's you throwing it and you get the chance to redeem yourself. And great redemption shot there.
Gotta go Line.
No.
Line's good. Line's good.
Wait, good. Curl.
Easy. Curl.
T-line. Whoa. T-line.
Yeah, oftentimes that second stone, whether it's your first and it's after a miss, or you like you said, it's after your own miss. It's the level of difficulty on the second shot is quite a bit more than the first, and it's like, okay, well, I did this to myself, right? I better bring it now, and makes no mistake there. Great draw again from Team Sturmay. They have that draw weight sitting there in their back pocket. So if anybody wants draw weight, just go talk to Karsten after the game. He might have some. We'll see if he's willing to give it to you or not.
Yeah, he's got some to share, although I would give the sweepers a lot of credit too. They're managing everything really well with the curl, with the placement. That did slide probably an inch deeper than they would have liked. I think Kevin has to move this to be shot, and if you're Karsten, you're really happy with the force here. So still a great shot, but a little bit of a window open for Kevin to maybe move that and be at least shot one and leave himself, I mean, probably some kind of angle run or double run back here for maybe multiple points.
Hair heavy. Oh, no.
Tapping an inch right now, guys. Hold on.
Hair heavy right now.
Whoa. Tapping. Yep.
Okay. Weight's good for a little bump.
Whoa. Yep.
Just for a little.
Hard. Weight's perfect. Goodbye. Whoa. Curl. Got a curl. Okay.
All right, so unable to answer the Sturmay draw with a freeze of his own. It just seems like Team Cooey early between Tyler and Kevin just getting a bit caught on the speed of the ice. Obviously, it's been fast, and it's kind of been fast all week. Just overthrowing.
But let's not.
Like if we're dead nose, you can plant that.
I like it.
Yeah, that line would have been great if it was 2 feet less weight. It just, unfortunately, they seem to be calling the line as if the weight was perfect, and it wasn't quite perfect.
I think it'll
So,
still get there, though.
you know, it's saying hard for line because they're thinking the weight's right, and it wasn't quite. So just a little bit, I mean, we talked about how fast the ice is, so that can be a little bit tricky as well, how far those sweepers can drag it. But yeah, just being caught a little bit on management on the Team Cooey side of shots. They've had chances to get more out of a few shots than they have.
Hey, buddy, let's go. Right in there.
Definitely. Now Carson's going to have to be careful where he puts this stone. We know we have the risk of a Kevin Cooey run back. There is that corner guard that he is likely to run in here. So he's got to be careful not to set up a potential double with this draw.
I saw virtually the same.
Line's
guys.
good.
Little less weight.
Okay, you can go. Line's
Top
good.
four.
Weight only.
Weight's close.
Line's good.
T-line,
Line's
top
really
four.
good. A little bit of room.
Okay, weight's good.
Clean.
Kyle. Lights go a little.
Yeah, you can go.
We're good.
Line's
top four.
perfect.
Weight's good.
Okay, whoa.
Do it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Just
right
do it.
here. Right here.
Yeah, we're all there.
Oh, right.
We're all there.
Don't chop.
Oh, sit. Okay.
And it slips to the back of the 4 foot, and
Sorry, buddy. Right on the logo?
not exactly where he wants it. He's going to leave Kevin a draw for one for sure. Just a matter of whether he wants to take on something more.
I'm not sure there is anything more. I think that while they're disappointed with that result because it was a chance to maybe steal again, it worked out as good as it could have as far as the force goes. I don't think there's anything for more than 1 point. So mission accomplished for Team Sturmay, despite maybe missing a little bit of an opportunity to steal 1 or 2 more here.
This is definitely a smart call. Like I could potentially see an intern howitzer coming in from the corner guard and potentially crotching and getting 2, but
yeah, you could maybe
it's too early in the game for that.
Yeah, I agree. If you hit it perfectly in the crotch, you might have, but it's not worth it here for Team Cooey. Really important to score.
Line's good.
Weight's good.
Kevin Cooey, last rock in the 4th end.
Line a little bit. Just line. Weight's good. Bit of room then.
Weight's good.
Sweeper seemed to like the
If
weight.
you can.
Needs to get towards the center line.
We're there. For sure there.
And he makes no mistake. Great draw there. Great recovery from Kevin Cooey. That'll be a single point on the board. Team Sturmay leads 3-2 heading into the 5th end of today's championship semifinal.
Curling Alberta presents the 2024 Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Brought to you by Boston Pizza, dedicated to establishing strong relationships with the community and supporting local sports. By Best Western Hotels and Resorts, a curler's home away from home. By Curling Alberta, spreading the power of sport through curling and inspiring the curlers of today and tomorrow. By the Hinton Curling Club and the local hosting committee. By the town of Hinton, a community of opportunity. By the dedicated local sponsors. And produced by Curling Stadium to bring the excitement to you.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
New at Asham. Take your game to the next level with the Gushu Ultra Light. Equipped with our world-famous rotator disc system that attaches by Velcro, quickly and easily upgrade and replace your sliding platform. Check out our website at asham.com.
little jog.
Welcome back to the Bill Thomson Arena in Hinton, Alberta. 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup Championship semifinal this morning between Team Cooey and Team Sturmay. A very well executed end from Team Sturmay resulted in a force of 1. And Team Cooey was able to pick up their single, but work to be done now as they've put up their 2 center guards. Double guns in the 5th. Chels, what do you think?
Double guns. Darren loves double guns. I do too. I mean, they have to. They don't have a choice. I remember years ago when we were working with a lot of stats. I think it was Jason Dunlingson who said to us, like, teams have no idea how much trouble they're in when they're 1 down without the hammer. Like, no one plays aggressive enough when they're 1 down without. It's control here for Karsten Sturmay. So for Team Cooey needing to look to change that up, I like it. I think they don't have a choice here. They have to throw double centers in this scenario.
Hard, Glenn.
Yep. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
This end presented to you by title sponsor Boston Pizza. For more than 50 years, Boston Pizza has a proud history of participating and giving back to the communities in which they live and operate their restaurants. We know that the Boston Pizzas in northern Alberta have been proud partners of this event and involved with curling in Alberta, as Sheldon Hayes says, since 1995. So on behalf of Curling Alberta, we want to thank the Boston Pizza franchisees for being supportive of curling in Alberta and for being eager to find new ways to grow the game with us.
A couple feet faster than 2.
As we alluded to in the middle of this broadcast, we do also have this year the Boston Pizza moment of the game. So if we find a moment, it might have been a game-changing moment, it might have been a sweep, might have been a line call, could have been a great shot made by one of these players. We're going to recognize one player this game with a $50 gift card to Boston Pizza.
Back 4.
And many to choose from already this game, Chelsea. I think we have some early favorites, but we still have 6 ends to go. Brace yourselves. This is going to be a great finish, I'm sure.
This is a shootout already, so we're in for an exciting one. Buckle up your seatbelts, folks. Don't go anywhere because it's going to be a great game and a great finish. Speaking of great finishes, we did see the end of the Manitoba semifinal. Great shot by Jordan McDonald. I didn't see it, but from what I understand, he made a pistol on his last one and forced Brad Jacobs to make a double for the win, which he did make. So it will be a rematch of the 1-2 game. Carruthers and Calvert in the final in Manitoba.
Get it. Great shot, Glenny. Attaboy.
Oh, what a shot. Glenn Van Nance. All 3 Red Rocks go, and yeah, this ends super tidy now for Team Sturmay. Great throw. Screaming down the sheet, touches the high guard. You know how hard that shot is, but the fans at home, like, if you're off by a millimeter here or there, there could have been 3 Red Rocks sitting there and a potential risk of losing the Rocks in the 4-foot.
Well, we saw that yesterday in that 8th end with the steal of 3 with Jacques Gauthier being really close to making a beautiful run double and instead stuffs them both, and it changes the end completely. So unbelievable shot there by Glenn Van Nance. Great result for Team Sturmay. For Team Cooey, work to do again.
Glenn Van Nance, this is the first year he's been full-time second for a while. I know last year they had the 5-man rotation, and Glenn played a mix of lead and second. It's nice to see him come into his own, being able to throw some high hard ones and make some of these.
Gotta move it, gotta move it, gotta move it.
Good shot. Don't mind this at all.
Yeah.
So with the angles looking good enough for Carson, he says we'll just peel the guard and prolong this end a little bit.
Yeah, this is a scoreboard call here for Karsten Sturmay.
Clean. Good throw.
Being 1 up with the hammer, you don't want to take a lot of risk. As long as you have a chance for 1, you're doing okay, and ideally for more than 1, given that you're sitting 2 in the 4-foot right now. I like that call. I think that's the right move. Cooey's eventually going to have to make a play here, so you let him come to you a bit if you're Team Sturmay.
Yeah.
And you made a note just saying, it's a great call to throw the double centers, but now that the centers are gone, it is still early in the game. Do you like the idea just coming into the house?
I'd be tempted to throw another guard here, personally, but
have
you don't want to sell the farm yet either. You're pretty happy with a force here. You're not necessarily trying to sell the farm if you're Team Cooey, so debatable for sure.
Wait's good.
You can only wait so long before you have to move these around to not give up a 2 or a 3, which is probably game over. So likely a prudent call to come into the house. Unfortunately, over curling just a hair there for Tyler Tardy.
Throw.
Yeah, it's a puzzle here. Karsten's
Right on
wondering
the
if he can
nose,
save
they
any
all
of his
go.
yellows.
Your only other
Nose or
shot
hair low?
is
Smoke.
If
So
I can hit and roll
relatively
over,
friendly
it's
for
pretty
Team Sturmay. They are sitting 2 in the
Right on the
house.
beat.
Obviously, the
know.
downside
Is
is
it a
that
hair
both of their
low
rocks
or
are behind
normal
the
or
two
nose?
three stones.
Pardon?
right on the
Anything
nose.
that gets sent in is likely to run into one of these yellows.
You'll wait.
Yeah, you could just peel this top one, but those angles are decent for Team Cooey back there. So looking to shake it up a little bit, I think, here for Kyle Darren.
Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Shot now.
Attaboy.
Oh,
Great shot.
those went
Very good.
easily.
Yeah, see you later. We'll see you next end.
Yeah, we're headed to Darren Molding's least favorite place, which is Blanksville here.
Good,
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it's just a one-way ticket, or I guess it's a return trip, because I'd like to leave Blanksville as soon as possible.
We want to get out of there as soon as we can
Yeah.
as viewers and curling fans.
Yeah. Find yourself a bus ticket if you have to.
Normal.
Firm.
Whoa.
We did talk
So as
earlier
we-
about Team Cooey talking about making up some time, so this will play to their favor in that sense.
All the way out.
Oh,
Just
absolutely,
just get it.
yes.
Sorry.
Team
Yeah,
Sturmay
it's a
has
little
given them that opportunity. I don't know if Kevin Cooey wanted that, but you've already seen him sitting in the hack, ready to go. They know the drill.
It's not their first time being short on time. Kevin Cooey is a pro at it.
Yeah, it might be time. I don't know if the bar is open yet at the On Ice Lounge. I'm sure that it will be soon, if not. But it might be time to acknowledge the official beer of Curling Alberta and the On Ice Lounge, Original 16. Yeah, Curling Alberta would like to thank Original 16 for the continued support of these championships. So for those of you coming, feel free to get down there onto the On Ice Lounge and find an Original 16.
Yeah, you've got a few minutes now, and Original 16, a great supporter of curling in Alberta and sports in Alberta in general, so show them some love.
Original 16 also being a factor on the Alberta Curling Tour, hosting the Original 16 WCT
clean,
Bondsfield
guys.
at the Calgary Curling Club this year.
Yep.
You're good. It's save the energy.
So we saw this in the first end, Team Cooey attempting the blank attempt and unfortunately stuck around. Kevin has just looking to just sit somewhere in the house, leaving Team Sturmay a chance to
Hard, gotta go.
have the blank attempt. Looked like he tried to roll over, but unfortunately rolled all the way out. So
Forward
makes
wave,
things easy
turn
for
off the
Karsten.
line.
Yeah, precision so far in this game on the side of Team Sturmay, but we're only halfway through, so I'd look for a bit of a comeback here from Team Cooey in the back half. Just they're really close to a lot of good things. They're just a bit wrong side of the inch, as evidenced by that steal of 2, Kevin going through that hole. So you have to think that'll turn around eventually, but
Pretty gradual.
if you're a Team Sturmay fan, you're hoping not.
Absolutely, just an excellent first half of this semifinal from Team Sturmay.
Man.
They've taken the lead, control of the game, and last rock going into the second half. So we'll see you a bit when we come back, and brace yourself. Grab an Original 16 or Sandbag or Seltzer. Might even be okay just grabbing a coffee for the morning, but we'll see you whenever you come back and watch the sixth end of this game.
Afraid to see a point.
up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Original 16. Celebrate things done well.
Thank you to the local sponsors in Hinton supporting the 2024 Boston Pizza Cup presented by Best Western. Thank you to Diamond sponsors Tourmaline, Tech, and Reynaldi & Sons Contracting Limited.
Ralph? All those numbers are almost all tilt forward.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Original 16. Celebrate things done well.
Welcome back to the 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Best Western. As we start the second half of the championship semifinal, obviously this has been a kind of a first half controlled by Team Sturmay. Chelsea, what do you expect to see from Team Cooey as we approach the second half of this game?
It's good.
I think that you'll see a bit more precision of rock placement and eventually that bad luck in theory should even out, which they've certainly had a few bad breaks and wrong side of the inch here. So again, veteran team. I mean, Tyler and Jock are young, but they've been to this show before. I think you'll see a lot of made shots from Team Cooey in the back half, trying to put some pressure on Team Sturmay here.
Now, oftentimes after the fifth end break, the lead's first stone is kind of a guess. How much is that mop after the fifth going to affect the speed of the ice? And Kark, as a veteran lead himself, he knows, and no mistake there from the lead of Team Cooey. Makes the perfect tight center guard.
We've seen a lot of teams burned by that this week, and it really is one of those things. You know it's going to be different, but how much different and how aware of it are you? It would always be, for me, something our coaches would remind us of. I know my dad was always a big proponent of, right as we walked back in to play the sixth, he'd say, don't forget about the mop. And it's just a good thing for it to be top of mind when you come back in with the kind of sweeping that these guys have. Whether you don't know that whether it's 3 feet or 6 feet, but you can throw it 6 feet later and let them sweep it a bit, right? So just having that be top of mind for the leads is super important coming into the second half of this game.
That's there.
Yeah, and you can see Kevin Cooey definitely not afraid to mix things up, and he never has, but having a bit of ground to make up in the second half of this game. And I think he was planning to do so regardless of where Team Sturmay went, but the fact that Curtis Goler's first rock went back 4, it kind of opens the door for Kevin to just have a free crack at those double guns to start the end and really put some pressure on Karsten. I think he's ideally here, 6th end and the even end, he would like to score here, so he's going to put a lot of pressure to try to get that steal point.
Yeah, absolutely. That rock sliding a little deep makes it. I mean, I agree. I think he was going to do it anyway, but makes throwing that second guard even a little bit easier. So we got double guns again. I don't know if Darren's watching, but he'll be very excited. We've got all kinds of action going on here.
Oh, I'm sure Darren will watch, regardless of when it'll be, but he's going to be excited watching this game no matter what. I want to thank all of our commentators we've had so far this week. We've had a wide range of commentary options to treat you all as the viewer this week. We had Kai McCauley, we had Selena Sturmay, we had Gord Coppathorne. Obviously, we had Darren Moulding debut with us, and I'm sure we'll have him back. He's been given praise for his enthusiasm and his commentary throughout the week. We've also had Danielle Schneeman, Brad Thiessen, just an all-star cast we had this week.
Really good.
Yeah, it's been fun to listen to.
Crack at it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Different people's, you play this game for a long time and you want to think you know everything, but it's always interesting to listen to other top players kind of talk about what they would be thinking or their approach to things, or for me, listening to sweepers talk about, how they read paths and how they communicate in shot and those kinds of things. It's been a blast to listen to a whole bunch of different really good curlers do the commentary this week.
Good throw.
And we're in for a treat for today's final game. We will be bringing in Evan Asmussen. Not only was he competing in the Boston Pizza Cup this year with Team Vavrick with a pretty good showing, making it to the C qualifier, having some great success early in the event, and making sure that his presence was felt on the ice. He also hosts Curling Alberta's newest podcast, The Home End. So Evan Asmussen will be reaching out to the team that is successful as Team Alberta after today, and I'm sure we'll have them on a podcast either this week or next. Evan has begun this 2 weeks ago. He runs his podcast every Monday night with varying times, but oh man, if you find some time to watch some of Evan's podcast episodes in the past, I would, and I am super entertained from Evan and everything he brings to curling and the way he views the world. So feel free to tune in to today's final with Chelsea, joined by Evan Asmussen, and then take some time to watch his podcast as well, The Home End.
Nice sweeping, buddy. Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Real close. Whoa.
Glenn Van Ass taking another run at the run back, and he
Good shot.
gets one, touches the other. Great result, moves the rock off the center line as well. Karsten will like that.
Yeah, really good result there. But still, you know, things not looking bad for Team Cooey, so we should be in for a good end here.
Just half.
Line early.
Just half. Pretty high. Where's the goal?
Sweet. Mine are on lock, I think.
Yeah. It's pretty
Now, the length of that card.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Sorry.
seeing.
I'm seeing like.
If this was tighter, you'd see Team Sturmay just peel
I'm
it.
seeing back line, yeah.
They wanted that tighter to the
Heavy
house than it
draw,
is, so now
yeah,
you're
right
going to
to
see him
nose
come
and
in and
lock
try
it.
to make a play. Just a little sort of draw tap here from Kyle Daring.
So
Unlock that
I'd
freeze and
give
sit
you
on the
like 14
face.
and a half, right? Yeah. If that.
Yeah, for some teams, the length of the guard being a little higher is okay. You know, their plan was to run it in, and they're so successful at run backs rather than play a touch shot like this. But I don't think Kyle Deering is one of those players. You want to prevent him from playing a touch shot. He's been so good at these all week.
Keep going. Keep going.
Great shot.
Good shot.
Very good, Kyle.
Sorry, guys. It's a little heavy. It's pretty good.
Yeah, beauty from Kyle Deering. Not only was he able to get to almost the face of the red rock, so he'll be able to use that yellow to promote, but he was able to leave the yellow stone at the back of the 12.
It was like back 4.
Leaves Kevin Cooey in some trouble here in 6.
It did roll off just a
I was thinking like
hair.
back 4.
So it gives Kevin Cooey an angle potentially to tap this yellow a little bit and still sit in front of his own red, but really hard shot for Tyler Tardy. So big one coming up here. This could dictate how the rest of this end goes.
Oh, 4 feet, Car? Just a couple feet. Yeah, this way is faster than. Yeah. Still pretty close to 16.
I love that ice. Is that max? Maybe. My first
I always
thought was
like to
max.
listen in to Karek Martin and how he manages rocks, how he manages just how he has conversations with the players in the hack. He's always so level-headed, so calm, so matter of fact.
Yeah, just true.
With his experience, it's super easy to just listen to him and believe him and know that what he's telling you is what's going to be right.
Yeah, and to your point, he's very calm, and so he gives you very clear, concise information as the thrower, and he's also like he's manipulating that information to help the thrower make the shot, which is what a good front-end player does for sure. But I had the opportunity to play with Kark once in a Continental Cup, and I just really enjoyed him as a teammate, and his chatter to me in the half, and his positivity and his knowledge and everything. Yeah, I really, I have a lot of respect for Kark. I think he does a great job of that.
It's more important to get to nose, okay?
For sure.
Same way, buddy.
A lot of teams might see, hey, we might have a chance to touch both of these red rocks and sit a bundle, but obviously Karsten would rather get closer to nose and remain somewhat undercover.
Curl.
Same weight.
Curl. Hard curl.
This one's really hanging out there. Curtis Goller, Glenn Van Nance both trying to curl this stone.
Hard.
Oh boy.
Just overthrown. Yeah, that was definitely not what Kyle Deering was hoping for there. Leaves 2 Kevin Cooey stones sitting in the back of the 4-foot. Kevin Cooey's throwing as well. So this might be the first real turning point in Kevin Cooey's favor. Team Sturmay has been so good so early. So, yeah, an opportunity here.
Yeah, big opportunity. That's the first real kind of major miss that we've seen from Team Sturmay. So this is the chance that Team Cooey's been waiting for. Really important for Kevin to capitalize on this.
Just tuck a piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Biting button, biting center. We could really Okay. Sure. I think too deep is miss. So you just the miss is too deep because then you just taps and right. So I think here's probably best.
But yeah, you want to get a piece on there as well.
Yeah.
I think it's everyone can agree. We want to make sure that this come around is made buried behind the center guard. Now with the center guard being as high as it is there a place that that Kevin can't be with this come around?
Yeah.
I think what you want to be careful of here is over curling this. If you put this top button, say on mostly the other side of the center line, like 3/4, kind of biting the center line across on the right hand side as we look at that view, then you might see Karsten Sturmay throw a freeze. It's a scary freeze, but he's made every draw he's thrown, I think, so far. So you don't really want him to throw that. You want this to be buried enough that he doesn't have a play on it as far as like a run, like a triple, but not over buried if I were to walk it down there. So that would be my concern if I were Kevin Cooey throwing this.
Line a little bit. No. Yep. Get in here. Good. Right the center. Get in here, guys. Get in here, guys. Go. Come on, John. Hard. Go for it. Go.
Mark Martin urging Jacques to get it there, and he does. Nibbles the top of the 4-foot. Just a brilliant sweep there from Kark Martin and Jacques Gauthier.
Yeah, I think that's nearly perfect. You couldn't have walked that down and put it in a much better place than that. So great sweep there. They were on that most of the way. Yeah, I always love Kark's going full out, sweeping as hard as he can, and the whole time he's urging Jacques on. Go Jacques. I love hearing that from the sweepers.
Yeah, because then you're giving yourself this maybe.
Yeah, like I just need to leave
oftentimes
myself
as
2
the,
shots, right?
the sweeping
If I
tandem,
bunt-
the
if I
outside
bunt
guy
forward
is the
here,
one
even if I
that
don't stuff it, right?
is the
I'm
weight
either gonna have
judge
the outturn
mainly,
here,
and
or I'm gonna have
obviously
something
Kark
else.
was determined there was nothing that we could do to stop Jacques from sweeping that stone until the rock came to rest.
Like that line, just rock, chunk it.
You make a good point, though. Do you guys do it that way, where the outside sweeper is the communicator, kind of, to both to the other sweeper and then back and forth with the person in the house?
Yes, yeah, we often found that because that inside sweeper is mainly making the difference, you might add maybe 20% with the outside sweeper. You don't really need to have the outside sweeper on the rock, at least for the first 3/4 of the way down the sheet, just because you want to be as precise as you can. And the main difference maker there is judging the weight correctly. And so if that outside sweeper is just mainly a weight judge for the first 3/4 of the sheet, then you're going to be much more accurate than both sweepers with their head down, thinking they have to sweep early. That's oftentimes when you get caught over sweeping a stone, high pressure moments where the outside sweeper is just trying to help, but unfortunately that might be helping too much. So that's one thing our team definitely has worked on as we've kind of figured things out with our front end throughout the season with Team Schneider.
Yeah, nice shot, Karsten. Very nice.
A little deeper.
As Team Sturmay removes the Kevin Cooey stone at the top of the 4-foot, they've rolled over for 4th shot, but the main job there was to get that rock out of the 4-foot. Might have rolled too far.
Yeah, I would have liked to stick for second probably, but it was hard to do. That's I'm not sure he could have done much better. So for Team Cooey now, just a discussion of exactly where they want this rock, whether it's the same depth or a little bit deeper, a little more curl, a little less curl. I would suggest they probably want it a little bit deeper.
Yeah, if he could put it in the exact same place, I think he would, just preventing the nose hit. But I think, yeah, the opportunity now with the Sturmay stone to come off of that rock, just biting the edge of the 8-foot on our right side of our monitor there, it's still there. So a little deeper than maybe his last one.
Yeah, I'm thinking just because of exactly that. So if he comes off the side one, you'd like to still set yourself up to steal one. So if you're biting the button, then I'm not sure that, I mean, you might be able to come up into the pocket.
Like biting T. Okay.
I think you want to bite the
There
button.
we are, Tyler Tardy saying biting T, so he gives us the answer.
Like you're in the same spot. That in-off is scores.
Okay.
But
It's like we were a bug in Kevin Cooey's ear.
No, we haven't. I can't hear Kevin talking very much on his mic, but that's exactly it. If he puts it in the same spot, then it leaves Karsten that, whereas shooter roll 2 actually worked out quite well. So for Kevin wanting this on, I think the exact same line, but a rock and a half deeper than that last one that was just kind of biting that top 4.
Bite the button.
Kevin said he gave it a little more, so sweepers might be disagreeing. They're still on this early.
Hard, guys. Hard, gotta be here. Hard, you gotta go, 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 go. Hard, go, 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 go. Okay, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
And it just bite the button with this stone. Right on the tee line. And frozen to the back of the red. So
turn, or you're coming with the in turn and just
not a whole lot of room for Team Sturmay to score this end.
Oh, it's definitely the out turn then.
Yeah, it's a little tricky of a port to navigate.
Oh, not really. Like we've thrown a million times, right? I don't think if I throw smoke at that, the middle one.
Well, you
never
can't,
goes.
right?
The
like
middle
it's a
one never
steal of 3.
goes.
Yeah, you're never throwing smoke.
Can we play the in-turn, guys?
Yeah, we can. Give up
In-turn's
one.
impossible to score.
Which is fine. This port looks miserable, Karsten.
Okay,
In-turn's
if we're trying to score,
impossible
then
to
yeah,
score.
okay.
Let's talk.
Giving him a point here, guys, isn't bad.
I know.
That out turn looks pretty murderous.
The out turn
where
looks
the guard
really
is.
hard with the guard. What weight are you throwing at that? Like you're throwing.
So a lot of chatter from
That's a pretty good
between the
board for us.
front end and the back end here.
Yeah, I think we're just fine with that. Thing that kills us is a multi-steal.
Like it. Oh, yeah, you can. It's hard. It's really hard, Karst, to score.
You can sense
I don't even know if you score with
the
the
threat level for Team Sturmay just back and forth.
It's hard. Like, it's
Really not wanting to play the out turn draw just with the risk of clicking off one of them, and all of a sudden there's a steal of 3 on the scoreboard.
Let's just take our medicine.
Yeah, and I don't disagree.
Just T-line weight.
My only hesitation is that Karsten was pretty confident about that out turn. So I don't love talking him out of something that he was feeling good about throwing, but this is the prudent call in the sense of to the point that I think Glenn Venance just said. The thing that kills them, Team Sturmay here, is a multi-steal. So this is the way to only give up 1. It's harder to score, but you're likely only giving up 1. If you click either of those guards with the out turn, then obviously it's a huge turning point in this game.
Oh yeah, big turning point. Last rock, 6th end, Karsten Sturmay throwing the in-turn draw, trying to nibble as much as he can at the pinhole.
Could use the backing, Kyle.
Okay, room.
We're back 8.
Whoa, you got to curl.
Heavy early,
Back
sweepers
4.
calling heavy, Karsten thinking heavy.
Wait's good.
If it's heavy, this needs to curl up all the way to the face of the red.
Back 4, T.
Curl. All the way curl. Keep curling. Keep curling.
Wait's getting better.
Keep curling.
Curl.
Shot. How about Karsten?
And a great shot just to give up a steal of 1. So Team Cooey will tie the game up 3-3. Well executed last stone draw as Karsten Sturmay is hanging on by the length of his shoelace. As we come into the 7th end, Team Sturmay will have hammer when we come back.
So I just want 1. Gertie, do you like your stones?
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Need extra space? We rock at storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
New at Asham. Take your game to the next level with the Gushu Ultra Light. Equipped with our world-famous rotator disc system that attaches by Velcro. Quickly and easily upgrade and replace your sliding platform. Check out our website at asham.com.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston pizza at home.
And we're back, 2024 Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Best Western. It's been back and forth thus far, and 6 ends have come and gone. The score is still the same, tied, 3-3. This time, Karsten Sturmay will hold the last rock advantage. He's been able to flip the hammer as we approach 7. Just wanted to thank our presenting sponsor here in the 7th end, Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Best Western is Curling Alberta's preferred accommodation partner and has been a proud partner for curling in Alberta for over 20 years. We want to thank Best Western Hotels and Resorts for always providing our curlers with a home away from home while they're on the road for much of the season. Thank you, Best Western.
Like a bump bit of hair, I think. And even if you do over curl a touch and take that, it's honestly not bad.
I like that, yep.
Let's go, Curdy. Oh, what
Just
weight are we
like
playing here?
T-line, top 4.
Or just
need more room, don't you?
That doesn't look that.
Yeah.
Now, Chelsea, it seems like, as this game has gone on, there have been moments in the game where Karsten is set on making a call or set on a particular shot over another. And particularly the middle players on Team Sturmay have been a bit vocal about maybe their opinion on certain shots. As a skip yourself, like how much involvement would you like to have out of those players? And how much do you just prefer to just roll with whatever you're feeling?
Yeah, I think that's the balance that can be tricky. But given how long Glenn and Karsten have played together, I assume that they've had that conversation many times, and even Kyle's been on board now for a few years. Glenn and Kyle are super smart players, and Kyle did skip growing up. If you YouTube Kyle Daring, if you search him on YouTube, you'll see one of the best shots you've ever seen in your life that he made at a Canada Games when he was skipping. But it is a balance that is important because your skip has to be okay with it, and some skips want more feedback and some want less, and it's all just a bit of a balancing act in that sense. I think that they were right in the last end to talk Karsten out of the hole because the only thing you couldn't do was give up a multiple point steal. He didn't need to score. So I think that was the right result. But I think Karsten's feeling pretty confident, and I worry that too much feedback might mess with his confidence level a little bit. That being said, it doesn't seem to have. He seems to be very open to that kind of feedback. And when you've got two guys who are as smart as those two guys are, then you're smart to be open to that feedback as long as you don't let it get in your head confidence-wise.
You see Jacques Gauthier throwing second stones for Team Cooey. It seems like we have a lot of skipping experience on this sheet and the potential for a lot of minds to clash. It's very interesting to me just how teams and roles change and how certain players might have to change kind of what they're used to just in order to model themselves into a different role. We saw Jacques Gauthier at his first Tim Hortons Briar last year. And now he's playing second stones or throwing second stones and playing front end for Kevin Cooey. I know one of his adjustments has just been really a lot to do with the strategy, just not having as much of a say, just because we know how smart Kevin Cooey is back there, and most of his input is coming from Tyler in the back end. Jock's having to play a new role. Like, he hasn't played any front end really in the past, and obviously he has a great leader in Kark Martin to show him the ropes.
Yeah, and Kark Martin, for somebody who's played lead, I think, mostly in his curling career. Also understands strategy better than a lot of back-end players too, because his dad is Kevin Martin. Like, he's the best to ever do it from a strategy standpoint, as far as I'm concerned. So lots of good feedback and input, but it's a matter of, it's not always about being right and knowing the right option. It's about managing your other players and especially your skip. And Kark does a good job of that. And Jacques has been very impressive to me in his transition into a front end role, to your point. That's a huge change. I can't imagine trying to play front end and trying to understand all the things that go on there, having skipped for as long as I have. So I think Jacques has been really impressive.
And not only that, you know, just having to sweep 6 stones and out of the 8, and, you know, coming off of a year when you didn't sweep any, the conditioning that's required to play front end, it's super easy to just watch the screen and go, it's just sweeping. Like, you get a break between all the rocks. Like, you know, this can't be too hard. But really, when you're going through the course of a season, the course of a week, the intensity that is required to sweep that many rocks in a row,
I think for sure.
It's really nice to see somebody jump into that role and just kind of take it wholeheartedly, train as much as he has. And I think he's steadily improved his sweeping form as well throughout the season. You definitely don't notice a big difference. You couldn't even tell that he was skipping throughout the first, you know, or the last few
back
years.
Here to the wing. The issue is he's still just looping that, right? We're 2 shots away.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thing is, we're staggering it and then he's looping, right?
I just can't leave a double.
Okay, then I don't mind this. I like your call. Yep, I like your call.
How deep?
Yeah, it's a hard double.
You just want to bite the forefoot.
I don't mind it.
Okay, full speed, guys. If I'm just full 12, that's okay.
Yeah.
Close.
We get back to the action. 7th end, Glenn Van Nance throwing second stones for Team Sturmay.
It's good.
Line's good.
I don't want to be
You still have room.
Hold in.
Close.
Hold in.
Wait, it's still there. It's all there. It's got to sit.
Perfect, guys.
Line's real
just
good,
a weight
guys.
shot.
We're T-line.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's back 4. We didn't really do much with it.
That's bad.
Okay.
So Karsten Sturmay not loving the result there, just knowing just the severity of that rock being behind the tee line. With the 2 center guards, this opens the door wide open for Tyler Tardy to draw one right to the backing and sink one in to potentially steal this end once more.
Okay, you got room, you got room.
Yeah, you heard Karsten say, I think it was Karsten who said that's bad, and it's unfortunate because you want that rock anywhere but there. If it's going to be deep, you want it deeper than that. Ideally, you want it higher than that, but once it's deep, get it out of the forefoot. Don't leave this perfect freeze opportunity for Team Cooey.
Can't be. Oh, still there. Still there.
Dead freeze. Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Go.
Hard.
Go, 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 go.
Got to freeze to the inside.
Just get a little low, Kyle. Just get a little low.
Yeah, just a hair low, hey?
Yep.
Speed's real fast, 15 and a half.
I said 16.3 on Tyler. So 16 seconds.
That ice look good?
Yep.
Room.
I saw light, if anything.
Light's
I think
close.
we're real close.
Room.
Line's
Gearing
good.
looking to make
Wait only. Whoa,
that
line's
Tyler
stay close.
Tardy still not count, just coming right up against it with a freeze.
Lines.
Yes, hard line.
Hard line.
One's curling on them.
Gotta go.
Diving towards the center line. They need to make sure they get by both of these red guards.
Yep, we need to be
And
cleaning.
just, you can hear the frustration in Kyle Deering's voice.
Thought weight was close.
Just got caught with the brooms off of the rock. It started to curl earlier than they had anticipated, and now
Looks like they
Evan
draw to
Cooey
me.
has a chance to loft another one in there.
This is very bad.
Why?
Well, if he can throw like hack and catch this, you got to get it under.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Do I play that double?
Yeah, we have her.
We should make
You
a
want to
call.
talk about it, Ken?
As we're in the 7th end, Kevin Cooey's team is in a bit of time trouble. They're forced to use one of their timeouts. Pretty important moment in this game. I think it's a good decision to really talk things through.
It's bad. Here, it's bad.
This looks great.
You see Coach Mike Libis here.
Because the team wasn't seeing why this was bad, and Kevin is right that it's potentially really bad. So I think this is a smart use of a timeout. We'll listen to them here.
Otherwise he's...
Well, even if he does, if we freeze, it's still a force, right? Like this outturn, you have to draw a side now.
Yeah, I'm just saying keep it open so we can play it back.
Yeah, let's try to
No,
plant
it looks pretty natural to nut it.
Yeah, I do like the out.
Yeah, you just gotta trust that you don't gotta. Like, I don't think I'm seeing this normal.
That's what I like too. Yeah.
Even if you do something like that.
Yeah. No, I like normal.
Yeah.
It's like a thin third, quarter.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So they've decided on the hit and roll, normal weight. You can just kind of chisel the second stone on the center line there and roll down. That's kind of a bonus.
Good.
Yeah, this looks like an opportunity to really put the pressure on Team Sturmay, and it is, but because that draw could go wrong so many places, if you leave him a little hack waiter to unlock that freeze at the back and kill your top rock, you're in trouble. So I like this call. You're pretty happy with the force here, and if you get a steal, it's kind of a bonus, and I think that's what this call reflects on Team Cooey.
It's a thin, hits the second one, removes it from play, makes the double takeout, and sits partially under cover.
That's a great shot.
Hack.
Well thought out, and yeah, Team Sturmay's in a bit of trouble now.
Roll away.
You could have her clip.
Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Well swept from Gauthier and Martin. Great line call from Kevin Cooey.
A great call from Kevin Cooey. That's another, I heard Darren say it yesterday, and I've said it a few times today. Because he's so quiet, he's underrated in how smart he is with that kind of stuff. And that would be an easy one to just default to throwing a draw in there. And good on him to say, no, it can be bad so many places if we throw a draw. Why would we do that? Let's throw this instead. And perfectly executed by Tyler Tardy.
It's good. Whoa. Curl.
On and just skinny by the two guards here.
Get it.
Touches the red and a beautiful shot from Kyle Deering.
Very good.
Team
That's
Sturmay
exactly
sitting one at the back of the four.
That's exactly what Kevin Cooey was worried about if they throw a draw and you leave that. Now all of a sudden you're risking giving up a million. So smart to make the double. Great shot by Kyle. Pressure's back on Kevin now.
That was really hard to do. They had to skinny right by the top 12. If they're a little wide, they just remove one and potentially roll out towards the wings. Obviously, if they're tight, they click off the guard, and that's disastrous. Great shot.
Looks like the double attempt here from Kevin.
Yep. Whoa. Off. Good boy.
And loses both yellows. Skinny's by everything else, and now Kevin Cooey is lying 3 in the rings. I'd say the force is on for now. We'll see if Karsten Sturmay can generate something out of nothing here.
Off.
3 absolutely fantastic shots in a row here. Both teams putting on a show. Potential skipper's deuce here still from Karsten, but this needs to be made pretty well. He has had really good draw weight. We've referred to that a few times, so you have to think he'll be close here.
Speed's the same?
Yes, it is.
On my last
The field in Alberta has always been so strong, and obviously we don't have one team in the field. They've pre-qualified for the Brier already. That's Team Botcher. These 3 teams all within the top 20 in the world. Cooey, Sturmay, and the team awaiting them in the final, Team Sluchinski. We are in for a treat this Sunday. It's just been fantastic curling all week, and I'm sure we'll see even more of it when we get into today's final.
Max weight.
Okay, line's good.
Bite the button.
Line's good.
T-line, Kyle.
Line's perfect. Close. Clean. Close for line.
Yes.
Yep.
Line
Wait
only.
only.
Line only.
Wait only.
Top 4.
Lines. Yep. Straight.
Line's perfect.
Line's
guys.
perfect.
Top
Line's
4.
perfect. Line's just right here.
We're already there.
To the pin.
We're already there.
Whoa.
Sit, please.
Sit.
Sit.
Good shot, Karst. Very good.
As Carson's asking it to sit.
15-8.
Good, bud.
Pretty good.
And
Shot,
the
Karst.
rock was obedient, and
Very
it did. So it is just in front of the tee line.
15.
Maybe a slightly
It's the same now.
slightly deeper than Carson wanted,
I
but
think it's the same.
No,
it
that's
leaves
what I got on
Kevin
Carson.
Cooey a chance to just rest up against it, cut down Carson's scoring area.
The speed's
Probably the
the
other
same.
turn.
Yeah, just a few inches deep,
Probably
probably.
this one.
That's why they were asking it to sit. He will have a shot for 2, but it's going to be there's going to be less room if he can make this freeze than Carson would like there to be.
Like the flat hit and
I
roll?
like this
For them,
side, you
yeah.
know it.
Well, it's just whatever's the best.
Yeah.
That's what he's playing it for here, for sure.
That's what I'm seeing. I don't mind switching the turns on him.
Kevin being mindful of the clock as he turns around to see how much time he actually has.
Same as you threw this. Yeah. Yeah, now it is.
Want your second throw.
You got a hair more?
Only line.
Weight's good.
Well, then, line's fine.
Weight's good.
Kevin Cooey wanting to be
Still tapping your hair.
top
got
4
it.
foot weight here, cutting down Carson's area to score.
We're hair heavy.
Just line.
Hair
Goodbye,
heavy.
goodbye.
Here.
Goodbye.
Just a little.
Wait only.
Keeper calling a little heavy.
Hold on. Whoa, don't want to bump it.
Okay.
And perfect weight, so it leaves Carson essentially a piece of the
We come
Boston
to the
Pizza
yellow
logo
shot,
for a
guys.
2 score.
Yep. Absolutely.
This will have a touch more bite on it,
Yeah.
just because it hasn't been thrown for a bit.
Okay, maybe.
Some debate from Team Cooey there about
Yeah.
whether or not to throw the
It'll
out-turn
come up
freeze
a hair.
instead, and
I think that's close for ice, no?
A kiss
I'm
less.
not sure who I think it was Jacques who said, I
Exactly,
don't
yeah.
mind switching the turns on him. So this at least forces Carson to the other side.
Okay, fellas.
I agree. It looked like with the out turn you could have cut off more of the button, but now we're at least putting a question mark in Carson's mind as to maybe what the speed of the ice is, how much it's going to curl. Just making him throw something different.
Yeah, I agree. I think that in theory, the out-turn freeze was the better result because you for sure could cut off more of the button, but they haven't really thrown this end at all, I don't think. So for Team Cooey, hoping that maybe it's a bit more of a guess for weight, but we haven't really seen the ice be that different in different paths so far.
It's not real close. Line's
We
good.
have our graphic
Room.
showing us exactly
15.
how long this is
Room.
going to take to
Running
travel
right
between
now.
the hog lines.
Okay, line's
Line
good.
should get there.
What do you think they're looking
Last
for here,
round.
Jay? Like
Line.
15 and a half, probably?
Line's perfect.
Maybe even higher than that.
Yeah,
Tell
closer
you.
to 16.
Yeah, we got
Line's
15-7 on the
perfect.
clock. Last rock, Karsten Sturmay. Sweepers are on it hard.
Keep going, Glenn. Keep going. Keep
Needs
going.
a piece of the
Keep
button
going.
for his
Go,
two.
go. Fucking right. Nice shot.
And a great shot from Karsten Sturmay. What a sweep. Glenn Van Ants and Curtis
Oh,
Goller.
that's a sweep.
A skipper's deuce.
Oh, I didn't
Karsten
think
Sturmay.
16
Fantastic
seconds.
shot
That's
making from the skipper. And he takes 2 in the
Good
7th
motion.
end. So
Slower
5-3
dog
Sturmay
It
over
looked perfect.
Cooey,
Just sweep.
heading into 8.
Yeah, I thought 2 feet slower there. I clocked 16 seconds.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. They got it there.
That's a
Good pair.
That's a 2.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Original 16. Celebrate things done well.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Thank you to the local sponsors in Hinton supporting the 2024 Boston Pizza Cup presented by Best Western. Thank you to Diamond sponsors Tourmaline, Tech, and Reynaldi and Sons Contracting Limited.
It's probably just here.
Yeah.
Welcome back to live coverage of the 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup presented by Best Western. My name is Jason Ginter. I'm joined by Chelsea Carey from the Bill Thomson Arena in Hinton. And wow, has Karsten Sturmay come to play today. An absolute beautiful, masterful show of shot making there from Karsten Sturmay, drawing the button with his first, drawing the button with his second, and picking up a skipper's deuce in 7 to take a 5-3 lead.
Hard, Kyle!
Come on, Kyle, get a bite.
Hard!
Wait, it's perfect.
Whoa!
Oh, great shot, Kurt. Very good, Kurtie. Attaboy.
Good shot, man.
The eighth end is brought to you by Sentinel Storage. Sentinel Storage has a great history in Alberta. From their humble beginnings in 1998, they have grown into the trusted leader in the self-storage industry. A proudly Canadian company, Sentinel Storage is honored to be a part of the long-standing Albertan event. They are honored to support Curling Alberta and its outstanding athletes and the community around them. Curling Alberta thanks Sentinel Storage for their ongoing partnership of curling in Alberta. And they are not wrong. What an outstanding performance we've seen so far. Today, this week, seems like every game has gone down to the wire here as we approach the end of this week. Semi-final Sunday morning. As we creep into the afternoon, Glenn Van Ans here throwing his second rock.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch, and this game is no exception. It's been very exciting on all fronts. Super impressive performance so far by Karsten Sturmay himself. I don't think he's missed a draw. He's been lights out and great sweeping and management from Team Sturmay. It's been really, really impressive. They just showed us a little glimpse at the time clocks there. I would be sweating bullets if I were either one of these teams with 7 and 8 minutes left respectively, with Kui with slightly less, but both tight. So it's important to not be rushing, but it also is important to rush enough that you're going to have enough time to finish this game.
Hard.
Absolutely. We'll see if that plays into some of the decision making. And we know Kevin Cooey's no stranger to rushing, but we haven't seen a lot of Karsten Sturmay with a tight time clock. As Rocco J tries the run back, looks like he just stuffed both rocks there. The eighth end hasn't been his friend.
I was just going to say, he's having flashbacks to the eighth end yesterday with the double stuffed, like so close to being good, and ends up being so bad, unfortunately, there for Jacques.
Jacques going to be going to the grocery store on Monday morning and Monday afternoon. Whenever he picks up his groceries, he's going to walk by the Oreos and see flashbacks of his double stuff.
Gotta stop.
Time to clean it.
Oh, no.
Gotta stop.
Let it sit. We're high now. Oh.
Should be pretty good.
Gotta sit.
Nice
Great shot, Glenn.
So the high guard, not an easy shot to place with enough distance so that makes the double peel difficult. Very well executed there by Team Sturmay.
Hack it.
What?
Dad knows or hack it?
On this?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
You can tell Jacques didn't want to allow Kevin Cooey enough time for him to really think about it, noting the time clock. He's presenting Kevin with as many options as possible. Help to speed up the process.
Almost forward.
Yeah, it's important. Again, it's management of the clock. It's management of your teammates to make sure that you can get this game finished without having to, especially you want to leave yourself a bit of time for the last end, for those discussions to be had.
So This rock is sliding out of the rings. Bit of mistake there from Jacques Gauthier.
Same spot, Kyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
was
just a little heavy there from Jacques, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
line
full
was
eight.
great. It looked like he hit it right where he
was
wanted to,
tired.
just a little strong.
Whatever
Same
you like.
spot's real good, Karst. Yep.
Saw in last
Exactly,
night's
and roll
game,
with
there was a comment made on the stream that what was surprising about Kevin Cooey's last shot attempt was that he had 3 minutes to think about it.
It's true.
He won't have that luxury this game, I'm sure.
You know, and it's funny, I've heard this talked about it quite a bit. And when Kevin played with Mark Kennedy and Brent Lang and Ben Hebert, they played out of the Glencoe then, as they do now.
much
But
line.
I was on
Well,
the
then.
sheet beside them a lot at practice.
Line's
And
good.
they,
Oh,
at first,
line's
in
good.
the early part of the
Line
year, they
only.
tried to
Whoa,
manage their
whoa,
time
whoa.
better and
Whoa.
leave themselves
Line's
more
getting
time.
better.
And it just
Whoa.
didn't
Still
work.
there.
So then what they
Whoa.
switched to is
Line only,
practicing
Karst,
throwing
not
with no
more.
time
There.
left.
Finish. You got
Like they actually practiced that, and I watched it happen, and it was really pretty incredible. And watching Kevin's results when he has no time left on the clock, like he makes all of those. I would never be able to do that. I struggle with being tight for time. It's never been a strength of mine. But they practiced it like they practice any other skill, and that says something about, you know, it's not even about necessarily fixing the thing. It's about learning how to deal with the thing, and that's what they did.
Oh, then.
Back 4, back 8.
Girl.
I love that. You know, the self-awareness that the team would have to just, okay, we're going to accept that we're going to be slow. We're going to have to rush at times, and that's just who we are.
Go, 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 go.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
You just click off the yellow stone.
Did he come
These
off
yellow
his red, though?
stones of
No, it's too flat.
Team Sturmay are piling up in the 4-foot now.
Okay.
We have to go.
Okay.
Things going from bad to worse for Team Cooey.
Same weight.
Yeah, it's big
Yeah,
trouble
exact
right
same
now
shot.
for Team
I'm
Cooey.
gonna
They're
give
going to
you
need
like 2 feet less, no?
a really big shot here from either Tyler or
That's
Kevin
less
to
ice
turn this around.
It's gonna straighten up a little
Yep.
bit. Same kind of speed.
I didn't add as much.
Weight's very similar.
Didn't
More
add as
line.
much.
Top 4.
Whoa. Line's good. Whoa,
Close.
room.
To it.
Whoa.
To it.
No, line
Yes.
only.
Line
Line's
only.
good.
To it.
Room.
Yes. Little bounce. T-line.
Whoa. Easy.
T-line.
Easy. Whoa. Whoa.
perfect.
Whoa.
T-line.
Sweepers think
No.
it's there.
No.
Line's perfect.
Sit.
Great shot. Kyle.
Line's great.
Great shot.
Couldn't put in the better spot.
Another great shot from Kyle Deering.
Perfect shot.
Pretty good.
With the run.
You can probably get 3 of them.
I wouldn't feel very comfortable leaving Kyle a draw at this point in time. Kyle or Karsten, both. Team Sturmay has been drawing to perfection.
Yeah, the Team Sturmay back end certainly has draw weight figured out. I do think all 3 of these can move if you hit this right. Do you think so?
I wouldn't be surprised. Tyler can throw the heat.
Girl. Girl.
Okay.
It's 1, 2, and moves the yellows around in house. So not a whole lot of noise made in the 4-foot, but oh man, he wouldn't have been far off.
Yep.
No, that was really close to. Like I don't think you could kill all 3 of them, but I think you could have got them all spinning, maybe. If that curled another
As long as they don't
centimeter,
I know.
millimeter,
That's
maybe
the third or fourth one
really
down
close
smart,
to
right?
great. But unfortunately, because they were in so much trouble to start with, doesn't really change that much. It's better than it was, but not by a lot.
Okay.
I was a bit surprised by the weight call. Typically,
Try
you
and
know,
dead
with that
top
many
it,
rocks to
guys.
move, you would want Tyler to
Pretty
throw
good.
that rock a little harder. You know, worst case scenario, his shooter rolls away, so they're less center guards.
Cook it early for long.
Yeah, I agree. He can throw it so hard. I was surprised. I expected to see that coming like as hard as he can, which is probably in the range of, you know, 5.5 seconds, and that was probably more like a 7, which I mean is still plenty of weight. But I agree. I thought that would be coming a little bit harder from Tyler Tardy.
Very close.
Line's good.
Top 8. A little less than you, Kyle.
Easy early. Yep. Line's good.
Weight's
Clean.
good. Top 8. Like to go a little.
Yeah, you can go.
Yep.
Yep.
Top 12. Top 8.
Yep. Hard line.
Hard.
Hard line.
Line's perfect.
Hard
Trying to
guys.
basically
Keep
place
going.
this one right where Kyle
going.
placed his rock, right in the top
Keep
of the
going.
4-foot. Sweepers
Hard as it
wanna
goes.
go.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
This one drops a little short, just falls to the top 12. bit of an out now, I guess, from Team Sturmay to Kevin Cooey.
You threw one here a couple ends, right, where you were trying to get low.
To the average curler, that port looks tight. To Kevin Cooey, you could drive a truck through it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Tyler threw one here 2 ends ago. Didn't go crazy.
I was gonna say, I think this is gonna be pretty straightforward.
This side's right up.
Right up.
Yep.
So relatively unknown. They only threw one really here on this spot. Sweepers and Kevin. We're talking it through.
Yep.
Looking to get close to the guards. Get through the port. Through the port first. Gotta get it by. Gotta keep going to get it by that one. Oh, what a sweep by Tarek Martin.
Oh, I didn't think he was getting by either of those.
You could barely fit a slice of paper between the stones in the tight guard zone there. Tarek Martin found an extra gear trying to get that rock by the guards. Wow.
Curl.
That rock is in a great spot now for Kevin to potentially use. There aren't many places for Karsten to go.
Time. Timeout. Time.
Timeout called from Team Sturmay.
Is the top for one.
We guard the 3. He's got to like. Does he have anything off that side one?
He can probably make this into his own.
For only 2.
For only, and that probably jams anyway. If you make the guard, it's the best shot.
Like, what else do you do?
You hit it, give him 2, and we're tied up with plan 8.
Well, does he have anything for 3?
9.
If he doesn't have anything for 3, then it's the guard, right?
His only shot is the hit.
I just want to take a look at these.
This isn't there. He's touching that, and it's gonna.
I'm not seeing a shot for 3.
With this, yeah, he's either losing his 5 low, the 4 is going.
Yeah,
off the
that's
back
just
of
for
the
2.
yellow
I think that's for 2.
I think it's the guard.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, let's make the guard.
I think that's for 2.
Yeah. Make the guard.
So Team Sturmay talking this through. Doesn't see a lot of good for Kevin Cooey on our right side of the sheet there on the monitor. They've chosen to guard their shot stone.
Like we can't leave him a dig.
Yeah.
Like kind of right.
On the L.
Right there.
Right on the L is good.
Yeah, if you had that Cooey stone that's almost biting the top 12, but if you made that a mirror image on the other side of the sheet, you would have Kevin would have something for 3. But other than a chase or a dig on this yellow stone, I don't think he has anything for 3. I think at most it's for 2 because of the angles when he's running things in from the right-hand side of the sheet as we look at it here. So I like this call. The only thing you can't do here is over curl this.
I think I wanted kind of like halfway high.
Okay, sounds good.
Same speed here?
Yep.
Karsten Sturmay with a 2-point lead. Currently sitting shot stone here in the 8th. Being a precise guard.
Hold on. Clean. Clean. Line's good.
Just
room.
On the tech, Kyle.
Easy. Oh,
Tight half.
Lots of room.
Very tight.
Okay, whoa.
Very tight, Kyle.
Stay with it.
Just out of the house.
Stay with it. Whoa.
Sweepers saying this is a little tighter than they were hoping for.
No.
And this one to slow down.
Okay.
And this one slides all the way to bite the 8-foot. So definitely too deep.
A little bit of a roll.
Kevin Cooey licking his chops here, eyeing a potential multiple.
I don't think it's for 3 either. Is it ever for 3? I don't think you can make it and get
for 2, Kev.
low. I think that it stopped just in time for Team Sturmay. If that slides another half an inch, I think this is a nose hit for 3.
Yeah,
but as it stands, still a huge opportunity here for Kevin Cooey.
Absolutely, yeah. It just stopped in time. Kevin Cooey, double takeout attempt for 2 points in the 8th.
Yep.
Sweeper's on it early. Needs to go for line. Got to keep this one straight.
Hard.
And they remove one, but not the other.
Two.
They did roll in, though.
Sorry, Kyle.
Might have made it for
Did he
two
get two out of
anyways.
that anyways? He might have. Holy smokes. That's
When
one
you're
way
good,
to do
you're
it.
good, Chelsea.
Yeah. Kevin Cooey's pretty magic, so there you go.
I didn't get any indication on whether that was 1 or 2, but it wasn't close enough to measure. And I guess we'll find out when we come back from commercial break. So Karsten Sturmay, regardless, we'll take the hammer into 9. We'll update you with the score when we come back.
Need extra space? We rock at Storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
New at Asham. Whether you're in the hack or kicking back, live it in style in the new Throwin' Stones line exclusively by Asham. Curling is more than a sport, it's a lifestyle. Check out our website at asham.com.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation.
Thank you to the local Platinum and Gold sponsors, Sniper, 24/7 Compression, Quadra, Octane Controls Limited, Ascend, Wild Hay Oilfield Services Limited, Stitch and Print, and Sound Scaffolding.
Welcome back. 2024 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup semifinal action presented by Best Western. I'm Jason Ginter, joined by Chelsea Carey in the booth. And wow, what a turn of events. It was looking like it could have been a steal for Karsten Sturmay. His guard slipped deep, gave Kevin a chance for a double takeout for 2 points. A little tighter than he wanted, but fortunately he was able to roll in and score his 2. So it's a tie game as we approach 9. Team Sturmay with the hammer.
Yeah, not quite how they drew it up, making that one for Kevin, but a great shot nonetheless, and a huge 2 points there. So game on. Tied playing 9. This is always a good debate. I mean, you obviously know for Team Cooey, you just want somebody to get one. Whether it's you or them, it doesn't matter. Somebody gets one, you're happy. For Team Sturmay, you want anything but that. You want a blank, you want a deuce. You don't want to be forced, and you don't want to give up a steal.
Yeah, as we saw last night, even with Kevin Cooey being down 2 points in the last end, they had a chance, looked like, throughout the end against Team Sluchinski to get their 3. Kevin Cooey's never out of it. So even if Sturmay is able to score their 2, I'd feel pretty uneasy going into the 10th end if I was Karsten playing Kevin Cooey.
Absolutely. One of the best tweets I've ever seen, back when it was still Twitter, was the trending thing was, what are the 4 scariest words in the English language? And Team Botcher at the time, which had Kark Martin on it obviously then, tweeted, Cooey has a shot. It's true. You can't leave Kevin anything. He's so resilient, and he's such a grinder, and every team he's on seems to be that way. And, I really thought halfway through that last end yesterday they were going to get 3 and win that game. So they're never out of it. And getting 2 points there was obviously really big, and this will be a great finish.
Line stand right here. Get some separation. Gotta go straight. Just keep going for weight.
Hard, Kark.
Hard, guys.
Hard, Kark.
Hard.
Hard.
Everything.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, good shot.
Just the single, probably.
Think so, yeah.
Now, this is a pretty common situation when teams are as even as they are, and we have some of the numbers to back it up. Team Kevin Cooey has been tied without the hammer over the last 3 seasons 17 times. Team Sturmay has had hammer tied up playing the second last end 14 times over the last 3 seasons.
Like yeah.
Kevin Cooey is 11-6 without the hammer in this situation. Karsten Sturmay is 8-6 with the hammer. So I don't think that is typically how the odds would play out. Usually you'd want to have the hammer and you'd have a better chance to win with it. But obviously with these two teams, with Kevin Cooey being the skip of one of them, he wants hammer in the last end, and things are trending towards that being the case.
Yeah, that's just how dangerous Kevin is late in games, regardless of the score. There aren't many teams that would have that stat, to your point, where they would be that good, that dominant without the hammer in this situation. So a testament to them.
Good.
I think it's worth force.
You might be familiar with the stats, Chelsea, with respect to the scoreboard being the way it is. If two teams were even, let's say on tour, men's, women's, doesn't matter. How often would you consider the team with hammer in 9 here, tied, playing 9, would eventually win this game?
I mean, that would be a guess. I know if you're tied coming home, then if you have the hammer with the top teams, you're somewhere in the 95% range. The better the team, the higher that number gets. In 9, I imagine it would change quite a bit because, again, if there's a force here, then it becomes pretty close to 50-50 the last time I looked at the stats. I think one up with has a slight advantage on the women's side. I'm not sure it does on the it has a slight advantage on the women's side. I'm not sure it does on the men's side. But I would think it's in the 60-40 range. So it really all comes down to this end. I think you would have a slight advantage with the hammer in this end, in theory. But I would guess it's not huge. I would guess it to be in the maybe 60 to 70% range, but I'm literally making up that number. That's just how it works in my own head. So I'm not sure if that's accurate or not.
Clean. Clean.
Good shot.
Thanks.
I imagine our friends at Curling Zone could give us those real numbers.
Yeah, I don't think he gets as much finish with his outturn.
I think regardless, if you're Kevin Cooey, a blank is likely worst case scenario here. So
yes, definitely.
Thinking things through. Not a whole lot of rocks in play. Team Sturmay's been doing well to remove rocks and at least keep the blank alive.
The thing is this.
Yeah, Kevin showed you that last night, that the blank is the worst case scenario by purposely blanking 9 and trying to take 3 and 10, knowing that his odds of taking 3 and 10 are better than his odds of stealing 1 and 10 if they were tied without the hammer. So I know that was a big point of discussion in the YouTube chat yesterday, and these guys know those stats and those numbers. So he definitely doesn't want to blank. He would much rather give up 2 than let Karsten blank this end.
I like this. Let's play.
Curling Zone is telling us that the odds are typically 65% win percentage for the team that has the hammer.
I said 60 to 70. I did pretty good.
Bang on, Chelsea.
Almost like I knew what I was doing.
Just normal.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Yep.
Got to be careful with this one, making sure you hit the right side of this rock.
Go.
And not a bad result, spreading the rocks out, leaving the double, but making it as thin as it can be.
Take your time.
Yeah, wanting to roll that
How much trying to hit, bud?
significantly further, I would think, so that they were even and there was no double.
Quarter stone's perfect.
But if you're going to not roll far enough, it's better to miss it by more than less, because to your point, it makes it at least a little bit steeper.
Let's get it right down there. In turn out.
Having played many seasons with Karsten Sturmay, there's not a double that he doesn't like to throw. So whether it be a quarter rock, whether it be a nose hit, he's going to be dialed into this one. We see him line up his rock. This one's going to be steaming.
Yep.
Gotta hit this first one quite thin. Oh, and just goes over the top.
That was a classic commentator's curse there, Jay.
What turn you like?
I'll turn it to the wing.
I think Kyle Daring said hard before Karsten even let that go, so we must have been just sliding a little bit tight on that one, unfortunately, for them.
Fighting the 4.
So big opportunity for Kevin Cooey to put the force on and spread out the house. Because of the lack of decision making this end, I think they were able to bank up some time for 10. So I'm sure both teams will be happy with that.
I heard somebody say at the break, and I'm not sure which team it was, that they had tons of time. I looked at the clocks and thought, okay, well, your definition of that is a little different than mine, but good for you.
Gotta get this one in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Kevin should be thanking his sweepers for that one. We see we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds for Sturmay, 2:43 for Team Cooey. I think Sturmay has one timeout, and I think so does Kevin Cooey.
Yeah, I think Kevin owes Kark Martin a beer for that one. That was quite the sweep. I didn't think that was going to get there.
So they're talking things through. Knowing that Kevin Cooey wants the last rock, you'd be tempted to at least try to make the double, get rid of one, and if you go up the seal, that's fine.
A little less.
They've elected to just nose hit this one and take the lead instead of the hammer. So last rock, 9th end, Karsten Sturmay.
It's clean.
Yep.
Clean. Yep. To it.
Clean.
Clean.
They like it. And I think Kevin Cooey likes that result for this end. They've forced Karsten Sturmay to 1. 6-5 Sturmay over Cooey. And we are in for an absolute treat of a 10th end. Kevin Cooey with the last rock.
Yeah.
10th end of this Alberta semifinal. We'll catch you when we come back.
We're playing into our strength too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Curling Alberta presents the 2024 Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Brought to you by Boston Pizza, dedicated to establishing strong relationships with the community and supporting local sports. By Best Western Hotels and Resorts, a curler's home away from home. By Curling Alberta, spreading the power of sport through curling and inspiring the curlers of today and tomorrow. By the Hinton Curling Club and the local hosting committee. By the town of Hinton, a community of opportunity. By the dedicated local sponsors. And produced by Curling Stadium to bring the excitement to you.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
New at Asham. Take your game to the next level with the Gushu Ultra Light. Equipped with our world-famous rotator disc system that attaches by Velcro, quickly and easily upgrade and replace your sliding platform. Check out our website at asham.com.
Yep.
Welcome back. We are here in the 10th end of the Alberta Boston Pizza Cup presented by Best Western. I'm Jason Ginter here with Chelsea Carey. And Team Sturmay was forced to 1 point in the 9th end. Team Cooey down 1 with the hammer, coming home. This is where how nightmares start for a lot of teams playing against Kevin Cooey, knowing that Kevin Cooey has the decisive last stone advantage.
I liked it, though. I didn't give you a ton.
Yeah, absolutely. If it was up to Kevin, he'd give up a steal to keep the hammer going into 10, even if he were to have had the hammer in 9. So definitely what he would have wanted to see.
Yes, interesting. We were listening to the teams conversing between ends, and Team Sturmay seemed happy with the result, knowing that they have the lead. This is kind of playing to their strengths and their minds. Kevin Cooey, we know he always wants to have the decisive last stone. Running the numbers, though, might not seem to be the case with Kevin Cooey down 1 with the hammer in the last end. Last 3 seasons, Kevin Cooey is 13-11, so 54% chance of winning this game. This season, however, he is 3-5. This team is 3-5, so below 500. Team Sturmay over the last 3 seasons, 6-10. 37.5% chance, up 1 without in the last end. And this season, 3-4, so slightly better at 43%. So both teams seemingly confident in the situation. The numbers, I mean, we can ignore them all we want, but I don't know if they back that up.
Yeah, the numbers maybe don't, but confidence is probably more important than that anyway. So both teams are, I mean, obviously Karsten would have preferred a 2 or a blank there, but he could have chosen to give up a steal of 1 and keep the hammer, and he chose to score. So obviously he's more comfortable being 1 up without than he is being 1 down with.
It's less. It's a hair less.
Like tight to me.
Top 12.
Line's good.
Top 8.
Hey, that's all we want, guys.
Weight skid.
Top
8.
Great.
Weight skid.
Either way, we are in for
good. Top 8. Weight skid.
a great finish.
Just biting the
Yep,
floor.
you can go. Yep.
Both teams finding opportunities, both teams giving out opportunities, and seems like whoever is going to land the final blow will win.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, this game's been kind of back and forth the whole way. It was more Team Sturmay early in the game, and Team Cooey's come on strong in the back half. So
That's fine. I just threw here. It'll come up here. You just got to get it. Just hack. Stick around somewhere.
With the Rocks being as spread out as they are, the high center guard, I mean, there isn't a whole lot of opportunity for Karsten Sturmay's team to hide behind, even with that rock being full Barry placed beautifully. Jacques Gauthier still making an effort to chase the rock behind the center.
yeah, that guard's just a little bit too long to be super useful. Hopefully we didn't first Jacques here, but
as long as he's got the weight right, he should be relatively close.
Yeah.
Great shot.
And that is the touch of a champion there. Great shot, Jacques Gauthier. Hits the rock that's dead buried behind the center guard, rolls right underneath.
You like that?
Broom?
I like that broom. Let's get the weight right, pal. Backward. Little strong.
Yep. Whoa.
Yep. Heavy hack.
Whoa.
Little hard.
Whoa.
Kyle Deering looking to answer with a chase of his own.
Yes. Weight's good. Little hard.
Whoa. Curl. Watch the roll.
Ooh, just skinnies by the corner guard.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful shot from Deering.
Good shot, Kyle.
Good job, Kyle.
Attaboy.
Kyle's on fire. He's had an unbelievable game. That's a great shot again. Perfect weight. Very well managed.
Mine's
Hair heavy.
top 4.
Seeming like both teams don't want to give the other an inch here, knowing what's at stake.
Line's good.
A trip to the final game.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Weight's good.
Curling.
Line, hard.
The rock is diving towards the center line.
Be here.
Hark wants to go. He's got to be right to the face of this stone.
Keep going. Sorry, Ty.
This one just falls short. So Team Sturmay still sitting 2.
Freeze, right?
I think so.
Just corner it.
Yeah.
Does he have the double?
I heard Jacques apologize to Ty there. They
Probably just.
weren't on that early. Just died on them a little harder than they were expecting it to.
Don't we?
think so?
Yeah.
Give him the triple.
Either over
We're
or
getting
under.
to the 10th end now. We have some excellent sweepers. Do you think we're starting to see maybe some changes in ice conditions?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm surprised that surprised them. So to me, that is maybe we're seeing a little bit of fudge in that slide path. Given how fast the ice has been the whole game, it seems pretty natural that middle path that sees the most action with people sliding and the rocks coming in would break down a little bit. I think it's still quite fast. It's not really an issue. It's just that they maybe didn't realize that, and we're just maybe starting to see it. I haven't really seen it break down yet, but it looks like it might be now.
Yeah, this one too, just sweepers liked it early, and then it just hit the brakes. So bit of a mistake there. Kyle Deering's been dialed all game, so yeah, we might be just seeing a little bit of change.
Just want to stick, okay? But I mean, that's more than enough.
Okay.
Thick half to 2/3. What weight you like, firm or normal?
I was just thinking peel.
Okay. Have a go.
Yeah, 2/3.
Go, bud.
You give Tyler an option to throw peel, he's going to want to do that.
I mean, to me, this looks like a peel weight shot. It's very flat. So I like that call.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Yes. Hard.
Big shot here. Tyler Tardy got it by the guard. Hits one, hits two, moves it all the way out of the 8-foot. What a shot. Tyler Tardy gets half buried behind cover as well. What a game changer.
Just where his shooter stayed, and that's the difference with peel here. If you throw this with normal, your shooter's probably, you could still make the double, but your shooter's probably spinning back more towards kind of the back of the 4-foot, even back of the 8-foot. It still spun back a hair, but the only reason it stayed as high as it was is because he threw that so hard.
Try it, Tyler.
The T line?
Yeah. So
Just
big pressure moment now. Karsten Sturmay needs to manipulate the port, get through both of those guards with, as we see, 1 minute left on the clock. He's been great all game, Karsten Sturmay. Needs to be perfect here with a freeze.
I felt there.
Line's good. Yep, line. Oh, line's good.
Do it.
Easy. Oh. Oh. Line's good. Clean.
Players calling back for. We have seen this spot
No,
tend to break down
Yeah.
through the port.
Set. Okay, Karst. Okay. It's not bad.
And pretty good result. They are sitting there for shot stone.
I do think, though, to your point and what we were just talking about with that path breaking down, it was maybe a little bit of a guess for the sweepers. Like, he threw it a little bit harder and he needed to, but how heavy is it? Because we're not sure how much it's coming down yet. Because this path has been surprising them a little bit, right?
Okay.
Timeout called from Team Cooey.
Both of these draws look tough, guys. Like, this intern looks tough.
He had back.
I don't care. Like, if he makes it, we lose.
What's that?
If he makes it, we lose.
Do you think, like, with how
he's playing this turn?
Yeah.
I don't know if he can get a dead draw there.
Yeah, I think he just can. I don't want to find out.
I'd hate to find out.
They throw them a little softer than we do, but.
Well, if I knows it, I mean, he just heard that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he had like.
No, I mean, if I knows it. What are we worried about?
If you know,
I mean, you can nose it, and if it's not going to get there, you
just pick it. Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm on board. I like that.
Nose it.
You like that?
Like, are we more worried about leaving him this draw or the hit and roll?
I like the nose.
No, I know that. I'm saying if you roll a foot or two.
Probably the hit and roll, but he's got to be like the hit and roll is very precise and the house is lively. So let's give this a go, Kev. You know it.
I'm going for nose.
I like the positivity from Jacques Gauthier, knowing that, even if you roll to a spot that is kind of undesirable and you leave the hit and roll, it's still got to be made.
Your weight, like just through.
Yeah. Absolutely. I also think smart from Kevin Cooey to say, like, you can play the nose, and if it's not curling up enough, we can audible and pick it, and you kind of get the result of your the other shot you were debating as the right shot. So some options here. I think they've decided on nose being ideal, and you're going to jam it on that back one, but you don't really care if you get to the nose.
Kevin Cooey, 8-time Alberta men's provincial champion.
Curl. Easy. Curl. Curl all the way. Curl all the way. Curl. Curl. Go, 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 go. Straight, 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 straight.
Needing to get this one, but Curl trying to dodge the back rock. And they do, so they will be sitting 3 in the house, but it does leave a potential hit and roll opportunity for Team Sturmay.
Is it that, or is it just the straight draw?
I don't mind the straight draw either, Karst.
I'm thinking that might almost be better, buddy.
Timeout called from Team Sturmay.
Come off of this, right?
Well, I mean, how much air do you have on that?
Got right there.
Because it's two shots. It's either you're throwing a hack waiter and going like that, or you're throwing T-line.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not. If it's that much for air, he can't come off of it.
No, okay. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, I was just thinking if you're clipping it to there, then.
Oh, I think we have to hit it, guys. Like, we just draw. He's got this for fun. Like he can go in, turn cross face, make it pretty easy.
Same weight and just tap it to there and roll here.
Yeah.
I like the same weight.
I do too. Just elbow it off and get it in there.
Yeah, I like that.
Totally agree.
Do you want same weight or do you want to just draw?
Same weight.
So
you're throwing
when we were listening into the Cooey timeout, Jacques Oche was saying that this draw was very difficult to get by the corner guard and still make the draw with the appropriate weight. Saying that it might have to be, back house weight just to be able to get through the port. Now with the Kevin Cooey stone there, it leaves Karsten an opportunity to throw that type of weight and still get under cover.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they even looked at the straight draw. I think you're throwing this with whatever kind of weight you think you need to get to the inside of this. I agree with Jacques when he said that. I think that hole I think it's there, but I think it's really hard with draw weight. So why do that to yourself? Karsten just threw back 8, back 12 kind of weight. You can get a little chisel, and then for sure Kevin doesn't have his own rock to come off of. He's going to have to make some kind of angle run here. So I think this is the right call.
Karsten Sturmay with his last rock.
Clean.
Trying to force Kevin Cooey to make a tough one.
Curl.
Weight's perfect.
Curl.
Got a curl.
Curl.
Needs to get underneath the center guard.
Straight. Hard.
Gets by one, trying to now click off and roll underneath cover.
Sorry, Tyler.
And it looks good, but it does leave Kevin Cooey with a shot for the win.
It leaves Kevin Cooey an outturned bullet, which you never want him to be throwing.
So Karsten Sturmay has been masterful all game. He was able to click off. He is shot stone. He was able to get underneath, but I'm sure he's feeling sick to his stomach.
How thin can you hit it?
With Kevin Cooey's opportunity to win the game with hit and roll, trying to just move Karsten Sturmay's rock out of the 4-foot. What a brilliant game we've had this morning and into this afternoon. Kevin Cooey for a shot to play in today's final game.
Girl, go.
One. And he moves it far enough. It will be Kevin Cooey. A shot for the win. 2 points on the board. And that will be Kevin Cooey victorious, advancing to today's final game. Wow, Chelsea, what a game.
What a game. That was unreal. We had momentum changes. We had big ends. We had great shot making by both teams. That was a treat to watch.
Yeah, just amazing. So many moments to choose from. Such great shot making from Team Sturmay. In total control of the game at one point, but Kevin Cooey's never out of it. Chelsea, what would you call Boston Pizza moment of the game today?
I was prepared to give it to Karsten in the third end, but given the way this game turned out, I'm either giving it to Tyler Tardy with a flat double in 10 or to Kevin Cooey for that last shot, I think.
I think we have to give it to that final shot, just knowing that the ramifications behind, the results. A shot to win the game. Kevin Cooey, Boston Pizza, moment of the game. So $50 goes to him. Congratulations to Kevin Cooey and his team. They've earned a spot to today's final game against Team Sluchinski. So they get a rematch of last night's 1 versus 2 page playoff. Team Sturmay, great effort. Obviously, they had their chances to win the game, but unfortunately, this is the end of the road for them. Great curling they've showcased all week. We know that we'll see them again, and I'm sure that they're a little disappointed now, but they've shown that Alberta is a tough province to beat no matter who's in the game. Before we leave you, I should just make sure everyone is aware. Curling Alberta is hosting a 50-50 draw every day. Today we will be selling tickets online and in-house at the Hinton Bill Thomson Arena. Current prize pot is $6,500. So get your tickets when you can. You can find tickets in-house in the arena or online at curlingalberta.ca/5050. We're hoping to support Hinton Curling Club and their repairs throughout this season. So feel free to log on, buy your tickets, catch up on whatever you need to do this Sunday because you need to block your calendars off. We're gonna have a great game. Today's final game, Kevin Cooey and Aaron Sluchinski. So congratulations. Thank you, Chelsea, for your commentary, your expertise. It's always a pleasure to have you on these broadcasts. I'm Jason Ginter. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again in a few hours. Wow.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Need extra space? We rock at storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.